This is what Big East football looks like in November in Florida. The Snowbirds are here, ready to rock and roll. Pittsburgh taking on the South Florida Bulls. It's homecoming, and we're ready for some football. Everybody, to Tampa, Florida, Raymond James Stadium, and this is the American Century Investments pregame show. Big East football on your television as the Pittsburgh Panthers take on the USF Bulls. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims along with John Kinjemi. Glad to have you with us. You know, the Big East commanded the college football stage on Thursday, Louisville and West Virginia. Well, what about the rest of the league? South Florida and Pittsburgh says, hey, we're relevant too, and today we got a good one.
We really do, and it's all led by the quarterbacks on both teams. And for Pittsburgh, it's Tyler Palko, and he's done such a great job this year. He's not only one of the top quarterbacks in the Big East, but in the country. All of his numbers are up and very impressive, especially the touchdown to interception ratio. 18 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. As Tyler goes, so go the Panthers on offense, and he's our Pontiac game-changing performer. On defense, it's HB Blades, and the best way to describe him is relentless. Some people said he's undersized and maybe not fast enough, but he's always around the football, and he's a semifinalist for the Butkus Award. Dave, this guy can make plays sideline to sideline.
These teams have something else in common. They're both coming off of byes, both coming off of losses. Now, South Florida's trying to regroup with their freshman quarterback, Matt Grothe, maybe the best freshman QB in the country.
He's sensational. He makes plays not only in the pocket, but with his legs outside of the pocket. He leads the team in both rushing and passing. A very athletic quarterback, but he can't force the issue. He has to let the game come to him and let it slow down for him. But defensively, it's the linebackers that make plays. Ben Moffitt and Stephen Nicholas. They play like they're attached at the hip, and one complements the other. Very tough, 100 miles an hour. They'll have to put pressure on the Panthers in the pocket, and that means put Tyler Palko on his back.
This game carrying a lot of weight in the Big East standings, and let's get more on that with the third member of our broadcast crew, Sarah Kustok.
Thanks, Dave. Well, like you guys said, all the talk lately has surrounded West Virginia and Louisville, but today, these two teams have an opportunity to make a move on the season. Now let's take a look at these Big East standings brought to you by esurance.com. Instant online car insurance. With a win today, USF would make themselves bowl eligible and match records with Pitt. And with only one loss in the Big East, the already bowl eligible Panthers are still in this Big East race. Each team still faces West Virginia and Louisville to close out the season. So guys, a lot can still shake up in these last few weekends starting right now.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. Beautiful thing about today's game. Yes, indeed, a lot riding on it here in sunny Tampa, Florida. Time now for a look at a taste of tailgating brought to you by Johnsonville Brats. Can't you just taste them with the mustard on? Seconds away from kickoff. Glad you're with us. We'll get it started right after this. Today's ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA, American Century Investments. Johnsonville Brats, welcome to Heaven on a Bun. Welcome to Johnsonville. Advance Auto Parts, for the best parts, people, and prices. We're ready in advance. Allstate, are you in good hands? Guinness Draft Stout, drink responsibly. Brilliant. And by Infinity, makers of the all-new 306 horsepower Jeep design, Beyond Machine. Welcome back. Glorious day for football here in Tampa, Florida. We're at Raymond James Stadium. Big East football on the air. South Florida taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers. Can't ask for better conditions than this. 78 degrees, wind out of the northeast at 15. And sunny and breezy is your forecast. Take a look now at the American Century Investments game plan for both teams. John Kinjemi.
Well, Dave, for Pittsburgh, I think they need to help Tyler Palko initially. It can't be a one-man roadshow today for the Panthers. The O-line needs to protect, the running game needs to be there, and they need some big plays by their big play receivers. And on defense, they have to ground the quarterback, Grothe. Don't let him move the chains on 3rd and long and keep drives alive. For USF on the other side, don't stop yourself offensively. You have to make plays. Matt Grothe, a young freshman, don't force the issue and don't turn the football over early. And defensively, they have to get to Tyler Palko. That linebacking crew led by Moffitt and Nicholas, they have to get to Tyler Palko. Palko
relies so much on getting the ball out on time. That'll That'll be a key today. Adam Gressel getting us started. Side-winding kick. And out of bounds, so South Florida will benefit from that penalty. Pittsburgh won the toss and deferred till the second half. Referee today is Tom Tomczyk. Having some problems with his microphone. Ron Kumiega is the umpire. Head linesman's Kevin McGrath. Line judges Wayne Mackey. Side judge Bruce Williams. Field judge Darryl Prelo. And the back judge is Paul Vargo. How about Matt Groth? Fabulous start to this season. Freshman came in the opening game when the starter, Pat Julmus, suffered a thigh bruise. Benjamin Williams in the backfield with him. Grothy the throw right off the bat. And gets it outside to Randolph. And Randolph with the catch. Take a look at folks he'll be throwing to. Benjamin Williams in the backfield. Ian Randolph is the best punt returner in the Big East. He and Green and Bleakley are relying on them to stretch the field today. On the offensive line, when they need short yardage, they go left side as they're back to the line of scrimmage, going quickly out of the huddle. 2nd down and 7. 37-yard line. Grothy's going to keep it and runs left side for about a yard or two. H.B. Blades making the tackle. No surprise there. Number 1 in the Big East. Up front, Joe Clerman impressed us so much at Syracuse. He's been getting tremendous pressure, as has Duncan on the inside. The linebackers are all veterans and outstanding performers. Session, Blades, and Campbell. 3rd down play is South Florida picking up that tempo. Rod Smith, the offensive coordinator, directing traffic from the sideline. 5 receivers, three-man rush. Grothy hangs, fires, throws short, off the hand. Should have been caught by Ian Randolph, the senior from Plant City, Florida. Shane Murray covering for the Pittsburgh Panthers. So a quick series for South Florida. Grothy, a couple of good passes there.
Yeah, he's right on the money across the middle to Randolph, and he just drops the football. Good coverage by Shane Murray, but the pass was there. Randolph needs to come up with that catch to keep that offense on the field on 3rd down.
Justin Tichy into punt. South Florida last in the Big East Conference in punting, netting just 29.6 yards. It's been an adventure. They'll do the rugby punt. Had some issues. The roll job. Is he going to keep it? He's going to keep it. How about this? He's got the 1st down. Nicely done by Justin Tichy. Kept his head up. Pittsburgh retreated. That's a gain of 11. 1st down, South Florida. Well executed.
Tichy does a great job. He's just going to hold the football and waggle out to the right-hand side. He has to beat one man, and that's Adam Gunn right there. He outraces him to the sideline. Gunn tries to dive and make the tackle, but Tichy does a great job. Watch his vision. His eye is always upfield, and he decides to tuck and run the football. You know, we get on kickers a lot, but now you're getting a lot of pats on the back coming to the sideline.
No doubt about it. 2nd run for Tichy. 1st time he had run it for 1 yard. Picks up a valuable 1st down to midfield at the 49. Grothy play action. Got time. Steps up, in trouble, and taken down at the 46-yard line. Loss of 3. There's a tackle for a loss for Joe Clerman, the junior from right here in Tampa, Florida, went to Chamberlain High School. Darrell Revis, they don't throw at him, so that means Cox on the other side will get a lot of action. Joe Clerman, 2nd in the Big East to Rutgers. Eric Foster in sacks leads the D-line in tackles here for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 2nd down, 13. Off. They run with Benjamin Williams, a sophomore from Lake Wales, Florida. Top rusher on the ball club, 4 yards a pop. Joe Clerman there to make the stop along with Gus Mistakis.
Dave, it's a problem for South Florida if they don't win on 1st and 2nd down, because you never want to put added pressure on your freshman quarterback. He has a lot on his plate already. And 3rd down conversions, they haven't done real well converting those throughout the season. So a lot on the shoulders of Matt Grothy.
41% efficiency on 3rd down. Boy, they could use Andre Hall, one of the top rushers last year in the Big East Conference. A lot of it on Grothy. Waits, looks, fires, got him in. Wow, See how they mark it. Complete to Torres Johnson for 13 yards. But what a lick by Shane Murray out of Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. Hey now.
Good stand and delivery by Grothe in the pocket. It looks like it's good enough for the first down, but Johnson was just shellacked in that Panther secondary by Shane Murray. Great concentration and great toughness shown by Johnson, holding on to the football. He's only a sophomore, so good job, good start to the game for the Bulls.
21st catch of the season for Johnson. Seeing a lot of this spread offense. Get it out quickly to Randolph. Randolph with a little bit of speed there. Gets it to the outside. Brought down by Brian Bennett, the senior from Delanco, New Jersey. Gain of 8 on that play.
But Dave, you like the tempo started by the Bulls early. It's a fast-paced tempo. It's a shotgun formation just about 90% of the game. And he's doing a great job of distributing the football, is Grothe, to Ian Randolph and Johnson and Jim Leavitt in his 10th season. He's doing a great job of leading this team.
Well, he was irritated yesterday. He wants to get back on that big stage. Last year, tremendous win against Louisville. They beat Rutgers last year. Now they're coming off a bye. They get beaten up at Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. As Grothe gets it to the outside, Marcus Edwards on the catch, his 18th of the season. 5'11" sophomore from Mayo, Florida. Kennard Cox takes him out of bounds. He's a Miami Floridian. 8 yards on the game.
Well, this is coming right at us. Great timing. You can see the ball out as soon as the receiver makes his break, Marcus Edwards, and then he gets what he can. Doesn't try to make a big play into a huge play. Just get what you can, get out of bounds, and move the chains.
Grothe coming off a miserable game, 11 of 21 for just 47 yards. He's on a roll here. His drive started back at the 35-yard line. Now quarterback draws 4 or 5 for 32 yards. They rely so much on him. Enjoyed our conversation with Rod Smith yesterday, talking about the reliance that they put. As Gus Mistakes makes the play. The reliance they put on Grothe, everything. I mean, he's a freshman quarterback.
Well, Rod Smith does a lot, the offensive coordinator for the Bulls does a lot of things to get Matt Grothe running the football by design. There's 8, 9, 10 plays designed specifically for him to run the football.
Second down and 9. 23-yard line. There's a reverse. And coming back the other way, Torres Johnson got a block. Nice cut to the 10. 5, touchdown, South Florida. That's a run of 22 yards, and the Bulls are on the board first at 6-0. Well, razzle dazzle. Good crowd on hand here at Raymond James Stadium.
Big time speed, Dave, shown on the edge by Johnson. 22-yard run for the touchdown.
Fake punt, set it up. That was the big play. Tichy with an 11-yard gain. Delbert Alvarado boots through the extra point. So a terrific start on the first possession of the game by the Bulls of South Florida. Amari Jackson hands off to Torres Jackson. Put up 6 on the board. Extra point makes it 7. 7-0 Bulls. It's responsible for 65 yards. Welcome back, everybody. South Florida with a 7-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Panthers. How about Matt Grothe? He accounted for 65 yards, 33 yards passing, and 32 on the ground, 65 for the drive.
And how about Jim Leavitt, the call for the fake punt last week or a couple weeks ago in Cincinnati? It backfired, and now it comes back and gets them on the board and sets up an 11-play, 65-yard drive, and Johnson goes in for the score. And on that last play, it looked like H.B. Blades may have got cut or cracked back on, and they're working on his legs.
All-American candidate. It's the last thing Pittsburgh wanted to see. There's the kick by Tichy. Big on that fake punt. Short man taking it far side, about the 25-yard line. That's a return of 5 yards on the play. Doran Dickerson coming up with it. Tackle made by Houston Hess.
Well, watch here. You see Cox when the motion takes him, and then Sessions on the outside. Pitt has nobody outside of the numbers on the wide side of the field, and then watch the block by the quarterback right here, Matt Grothe. He cuts Session, the linebackers, and allows Tavares Johnson to get outside, make a move in space, and go in for 6.
Pittsburgh, let's see if the Panthers can respond. Starting this drive at their own 25. Outcome, throw. Going for a home run ball. Got a man down there. They're battling, incomplete, and a penalty flag all over the place. They go down to Derek Kinder going against Mike Jenkins, the second-team All-Big East cornerback from a year ago, their most talented back. So Kinder, one of the things they're going to try to do is use the height, good height from these Pittsburgh receivers. And that penalty going to go against South Florida.
Well, a lot of fighting down the way with Mike Jenkins, and you can see the right hand just pushing down Kinder on the outside. And there was no question that there was some infighting, and you got a couple of flags on Mike Jenkins.
Well, it's interesting all week, and the last time we saw Pittsburgh, talked about Tyler Palko trying to get away from the gunslinger image and be more efficient, which he has been. Number 2 in the country. Bang, first play. Let's go deep.
Defense coordinator Wally Burnham said they will throw it up. They'll give some jump balls and give some opportunities for the receivers to come down with big plays.
So again, a 15 on that penalty. And LaRod Stevens-Howling picks up about 2 running off a right guard. Stephen Nicholas on the tackle. Palko, second only to Colt Brennan in the country. Passing efficiency. Colt Brennan with the University of Hawaii, putting up fabulous numbers. Second down play from the 42-yard line. Gets it out on time again. Old bubble screen, get it outside. And they got that to a Derek Turner. Pat St. Louis with the tackle. Rod Stevens-Howling having an outstanding year rushing the ball. Kinder, Turner, and Buick is very dependable receivers. Collins, a solid blocker. Jeff Ota, Davis, Villani, Thomas, and McGlynn. Thomas gave up 3 sacks last time out, so he's looking to make amends today. Third down coming up here for the Panthers. 5th in the conference and converting in third down at 43%. Still going to run a quarterback draw. Does he have enough speed? No, sir. It was there. There was room to run, but Ben Moffitt, the middle linebacker, the junior from Bushnell, Florida, comes up with the play. And a team best 96 tackles a year ago.
Nice job by the middle linebacker Moffitt. It looked like a design run all the way by Tyler Palko. And we talked about the speed of these linebackers for USF. They can go sideline to sideline, and it might be difficult for the Panthers to run the football today in between the tackles.
And Randolph back to get the punt from Adam Gressel. Randolph number 1 in punt returns in the Big East at 16-5. Dave Wannstedt's been happy with Gressel's hang time. Let's see what he gets here. A little wobbler to the near side. And can they down it? Oh, that's going to be a good play. Got it inside the 2-yard line. They got only 3.6 hang time, but 51 yards on the punt by Adam Gressel. His long on the season, 57. Nice job by Gressel to pin USF back in the deep hole, but the Bulls have a 7-0 lead. Defensive Player of the Week from earlier this season, H.B. Blades, All-American candidate. Looks like he's going to be out for a while, and I believe he got hurt on that scoring play, John, on the reverse.
Yeah, he may have just been landed on. It's that left leg, and it looked like his partner right from behind. It looks like he's dragged on the play, but it's the left leg that they have ice on and they're attending to, and it looks like they're going to strap him back up and get him back in the game.
He's a football player. Let's play. Grothe and the Bulls start from their own 2-yard line. Ricky Ponton in as the deep back. Ponton gets the call. Pretty good run to get it out there. Gus Mistakis with the tackle. Gus, the sophomore from Cooper City, Florida. Gain of 5 on the play. How about the fact that Pittsburgh's got 21 Floridians on the ball club?
Well, yeah, that seems to be the trend in the Big East Conference with Rutgers coming down and University of Pittsburgh coming down and recruiting heavily, not only the state of Florida, but South Florida.
Like the up-tempo pace for the South Florida Bulls. Grothy with Ponton to his left. Gonna throw it. Whoa, knocked down and then caught. Fine job in there to knock it down. Ponton came up with it. And the ball got tipped.
Yeah, right on the end. Dave, they don't get the hands down.
Joe Claremont.
Joe Claremont did a great job of getting up top, and very aware is Ricky Ponton to catch the football and just go down with it. That could have been easily a tip ball for an interception, and Claremont's had a great season so far on the defensive end position for the Panthers.
Leads tackles for a loss. Third in the Big East. Grothy against the grain, gets it to Randolph. And Randolph picks up the first down. Nice connection. They pick up 13. Breathing room to the 19-yard line. First down, South Florida. Clint Session on the tackle.
Credit to wide receiver Amp Hill on the outside. He's going to clear everything out and really take Darrell Rivas out of the play in a huge soft hole to the outside for Ian Randolph. Great job of delivering the football on time again by the freshman quarterback, Grothy.
About Ian Randolph. 3 catches, 24 yards already, and still with 6 minutes and change to go in the first. First and 10 Bulls, 19-yard line. Ponton on the option. Look for Grothy to pull it out next time. Boy, everybody reacted to Ponton, sophomore from Tampa right here at Hillsborough High School. Ran for 373 yards last year. 5 and change a carry so far this year. South Florida not a dynamic running team. 5th in the Big East Conference, 4th overall in total offense though. Largely due to passing. 3rd in the conference. Here's Grothy. Option. They get it out to Ponton. Oh, there's some good defense. Closing quickly is Darrell Rivas. Loss of 2. And that's a guy, anytime when you talk about Pittsburgh personnel, oh, he's playing on Sundays next year, guaranteed.
Absolutely, and he comes right from the outside. Claremont does a nice job of forcing the pitch. And then the cornerback, Darrell Rivas, this guy is going to be a special player at the next level, but he's special right now for the Panthers on that field side corner.
Keep in mind, he's got 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns. Ponton, bottom of your screen, part of a 3-receiver set on this 3rd down and long.
Nobody over the slot receiver. I'm surprised that they don't come back and just stand up and hit that slot receiver.
Took too much time, but you're right, it was there. Safety was back and playing center field.
Yeah, Shane Murray well off the ball, at least 8 or 10 yards off the ball.
So that will cost South Florida 5 yards. Penalties have been an issue for the Bulls. 63 coming into the game. That's 20 more actual penalties. That's your yardage there, but the actual number of penalties, 63-43 as compared to Pittsburgh coming into today's game. Third and 14. Mott with time. Far side. It'll be way short of a first down. Got it to Amp Hill. 8 yards on that pickup. Kennard Koch chased him out of bounds.
And that was more of a concession, Dave. They're trying to get some field position back. They ended up moving the chains once, and Matt Grothy didn't see anything he liked. Credit the Panthers defensively for their coverage in that secondary, but he completes the ball and try to win a little bit of field position back for his defense.
I like the chances that Pittsburgh's going to pay attention to Mr. Tichy on this punt.
You think?
After the 11-yard run off the fake. Darrell Rivas is back. Ooh, they went after him. They had an idea where he was coming. And that's going to be a great start. Rivas gets the fair catch at the 49-yard line. Just a 29-yard punt. 3-8 on the hang time. Nothing particularly dynamic about that. But they want to get after the punter for the South Florida Bulls. It has been a weak spot. Pittsburgh trying to exploit it, and they almost did. Keep your abreast of this story. H.B. Blades, the All-American candidate at linebacker, suffering from an injury, and hopefully he'll be able to get back. Meanwhile, in our conversations with Dave Wannstedt in his 2nd year, the Pittsburgh native, Pitt alum, he was really concerned coming off the Rutgers game. We got to come out fast today, which they did on the first play. They went deep. And the other thing he was concerned about, the offensive line got exposed, he said, against Rutgers. So can they protect today? Good starting point here from the 49. Rod Stevens-Howling, the lone setback. It's Kinder in motion. Stephen Talent, little guy, picks up a yard. He's difficult to find, John, as we saw in the Syracuse game when he went for 70. Josh Julness makes the stop for South Florida.
Yeah, he picks and chooses his holes wisely, and he hides behind that big offensive line. So on that particular play, the Bulls were able to find him and rally to the football. But it was a lot of that, Dave. A couple of short runs, and then bang, the big play against Syracuse a few weeks back.
Having an outstanding year, third in all-purpose yards in the Big East, 48th nationally. It opens up. Throws downfield. Caught. Turner stays in bounds. First down, Pittsburgh at the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 24 yards. He beat Trey Williams. Nice job by Tyler Palko to keep it alive.
Well, this is where Tyler's really excelled this year, is once the initial rush goes by him, being able to keep his eyes down the football field. Watch, he knows there's a gap here, and he's going to be able to escape to his left side, and the perfect timing on the run to just not throw it through Derek Turner, but give him an easy pass to catch.
Turner, they played with Odessa. Turner played for the New York Giants. Palko, timing, busted up by who else? Stephen Nicholas, second-team All-Big East performer a year ago, and a Butkus Award and the Gursky Trophy candidate, a loss of 5. That gives him 3.5 sacks, John.
Yeah, give him 3.5 sacks. Stephen Nicholas did a great job of slithering his way through that offensive line. His nickname is the Snake, and he just beats the running back. Stevens howling on the block and gets to Tyler Palko.
19th sack on the season for South Florida. The work out of an eye on this second down and 15. Turner at the bottom of your screen. Kinder in the slot. Blitz. They run away from it. Flag on the play is Rod Stevens. What a sweet move to the 19-yard line. Carlton Williams brings him down. Gain of 9. Penalty flag on the play. This one may be coming back. Those are killers. Get a nice run by Stevens Hallen. Referee's microphone not working today. Tom Thompson. Wonder if it was one of the receivers on the flank that maybe broke too soon.
Had to be to our near side of the football field, and Dave Wannstedt does not agree or like the call.
Second down and 19, ball on the 36-yard line.
That will back up the Panthers to the 36-yard line. Stretch play, far side. Stevens howling, nothing there. You know who's there first? Ben Moffitt. These linebackers are outstanding in their coverage as we check in with Sarah Kustai.
Thanks, Dave. Well, we got down here HP Blades with just a mild left knee sprain. They just wanted to keep him out for a series, get some ice on it, and get him back in the game.
Boy, he'll be a tremendous emotional lift if he's able
just
to get
come back. Yeah.
You bet. Good ball player. There's a big third down early on here in the game with 1:44 to go. South Florida leading 7-0 on a reverse run, 11 yards by Johnson. Marcel Pistano in the game. Double wides both sides, and now it's like, let's see, a line judge coming over. I think Jim Leavitt may have called a timeout. Timeout called by Jim Leavitt. Line judge Wayne Mackey showing some wheels to get in there.
He did. He belongs on that South Florida defense.
2 times out remaining for the South Florida Bulls. Jim must not have liked some of the alignment that he'd seen on the play. Or
Wally Burnham, that defensive coordinator right in the middle of the huddle, may not have liked the matchups that they had defensively.
$1:34 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 South Florida. They scored on their first possession. Here's some players who are well-deserving. Some semifinalists. HP Blades, Dan Moses, the center for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Palko, Ray Rice, the outstanding runner for Rutgers. Steve Slayton. And there's a look at Blades. And that is the Dick Butkus award trophy. And Mr. Butkus, pretty much defined middle linebacker play in the National Football League, coming out of the University of Trivia question.
Illinois.
Oh man, you showing me something.
Trying. You know, I went to Pitt, but I can read, you know. That's an imposing figure, Dick Butkus.
Honest to goodness. Big play here. 3rd and 18. Palco's got time and opens up. Surveying. Does a nice job to dump it off. It's not going to be enough for a first down. But he did keep the play alive and got it to Turner. Knocked out of bounds by Trey Williams. 11 yards on the game.
And credit the defensive front seven of the South Florida Bulls defense. They're doing a nice job of disrupting Tyler Palco's pocket presence or time in the pocket. They're flushing him to his left side, and Tyler did a good job of just making a positive play out of a negative, but a good defensive stand on that series of plays by the Bulls.
42-yard attempt. Connor Lee, 6 for 8 on the season, left hash.
And a lot of wind today, Dave, for this kicking game.
Officially 41 on the attempt. Snap, here's the placement. Good job by Gressel to get it down. And Pittsburgh's on the board. So Connor Lee, from that distance, is 3 for 3 on the season. His 7th field goal of this campaign.
Lee gets the kiss off the upright, and we talked about the wind earlier. Maybe not that bad at field level, but this ball's hooking, and it goes through the uprights for 3 points for the Panthers, and they needed to cash in there, and Lee does it for him on special teams.
Boy, it's not even basketball season, and you got the kiss.
That's right.
The Hall of Famer Bill Raftery, of course, one of his signature calls. 6 plays, 28 yards in 2:57 for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 7-3 USF. And join us again next Saturday at noon Eastern Time, our Big East game of the week. John, we should just set up house right here. Syracuse coming to town, take on the South Florida Bulls. Matt Grothy, we'll see him. We'll also see Perry Patterson. Syracuse and USF next Saturday, noon Eastern, right here from ESPN+.
Do I need to call the wife and see if we can get the clubs going southbound next
delivery
week?
there. Hey, we can buy shoes and balls down here, tee it up a few times.
That's right.
So a 6-play, 28-yard drive in 2:57. Nice year for Connor Lee, 7 of 9 on the season.
You know, in a game like this, the kicking game is going to be so important, and both coaches really realize that in talking with him during the week.
Boy, he hooks this one, and that one's going out of bounds again. So a bad case of the hooks for Adam Gressel. 2nd time he's done that, costing Dave Wannstedt in Pittsburgh some big-time yardage. Team comparison. Give you a look at what's happening on the season entering today's game. Those numbers kind of close. See how it plays out today.
And I think this game is going to be a close game all the way down into the 4th quarter because both teams match up offensively and defensively. Very similar body types, very similar things they try to accomplish offensively and defensively. So it's going to come down to who has the hotter hand, I believe, at quarterback.
2nd time, South Florida starts at the 35 because Gressel kicks it out of bounds. 4-man rush, 5 receivers set. Grothy in trouble. Down he goes. Finished off in their first sack today. McKillop finished it off, but Malecki got it going. John Malecki, the freshman from Murraysville, Pennsylvania.
Malecki did a great job coming off the right side and just beats his man right up the middle. You see the strength over there on the outside on Ryan Schmidt, the offensive guard for the Bulls. A lot of Panthers around the football, but John Malecki did a great job. The freshman doing a good job of just pressuring the pocket on the season. 18 sacks today already, too.
So that sets South Florida back. 29-yard line. Barely got that one off. Grothy, nice fake. Good catch on the outside. Got it to Ian Randolph. Randolph takes it to the 38-yard line. Picks up 8 on that play. There's a look at Brady making the play.
Grothy looks really good when he fakes that draw and then gets out of the pocket on the run. He's good at delivering the football on the run, and then had not Ian Randolph kept his feet initially, he might have got a couple more yards and put him in a better situation on third down.
So H.B. Blades back on the field. Good sign for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 15 minutes in the books here at Raymond James Stadium. 7-3 South Florida. Tichy with an 11-yard run on the fake punt. And that continues a drive that ended with Johnson scoring 11 yards on the reverse, and South Florida with a 4-point lead. This is Big East football from Tampa, Florida on a gorgeous 74-degree day. 7-3 South Florida over the Pittsburgh Panthers. Take a look at our first quarter Michelin stats. The numbers, rushing not a factor, John.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
This is where the Panthers need some help offensively. They have to help Tyler Palko in that rushing department, but defensively, they've done a nice job. It's been a tale of special teams getting that big punt and then a big play on the reverse for South Florida, really giving us our 7-3 lead.
Comeback Tony Dorsett. Grothy's 6 of 8. He's had a drop for 61 yards. Leading freshman quarterback in the nation. On the bubble screen, Johnson. Good tackle defensively by Pittsburgh. Good job in there from the D-line. Vernon Botts, a redshirt senior from East Hampton, New Jersey. It's a gain of 4.
Great recognition. Vernon Botts does an excellent job of just turning and running to the receiver. Great job on third down, and that's the speed that the Panthers lacked last year on defense. They moved a few positions around, got in better shape in the offseason, and did a great job on that third down stop.
Vernon Botts from Rancocas Valley Regional High School, the same school that produced the Pro Football Hall of Famer Franco Harris.
I would have missed that trivia spot.
Here's a run again. Look at Tichy's going to get it. First down, South Florida. Tichy, the star of the game. A gain of 14 yards. He's got 25 yards with 2 carries. First down, South Florida.
Tichy has 24 more yards than the entire Pitt offense rushing the football for the Bulls. And on special teams again, Dave Wannstedt, all he can do is shrug his shoulders because this is a design fake the entire way. You've got blockers out in front and no Panther within 10 or 15 yards of Justin Tichy. And again, Dave Wannstedt has to come up special teams wise with an answer because that play on back-to-back special team opportunities has killed the Panthers.
I told you, Jim Leavitt was irritated yesterday. He wants back on the Big East stage. Here's Grothy. Got time. Going for a deep ball. Got him in there. Should have been intercepted. He's broken up in there. Hey, now, that was Campbell. Tommy Campbell had that in his grasp.
And Matt Grothy knows that all he had to do was put the football out there, and it's an easy completion, but the ball well underthrown, and the weak side linebacker, Tommy Campbell, cannot come up with the interception. He goes up high to get the football, but the ball just falls harmlessly to the ground. That's a big play the Panthers needed to come up with to change the momentum of this football game.
Fastest linebacker on this Pittsburgh ball club. Benjamin Williams is the deep line. I'm sure everybody in Pittsburgh is saying that's why he's on defense. Here's Grothy, option for about a yard, 2 yards tops. Clint Session there. Jim Leavitt, hey, you brought up that point the last game out against Cincinnati, deep in his own territory late. The offense doing absolutely nothing. They went for it, they gambled, they lost, they missed on a 4th down in that game as well. So now today, first punt, run it. Second punt, kick it. Third punt, run it. Pick up 2 valuable first downs.
It's just like another offensive opportunity, and he knows the importance of this football game for his Bulls team.
Keep punting in the backfield with Grothy. Grothy hangs in, a little out pattern, far side. S.J. Green with the carry. Kennard Cox takes him down, gain of 4.
And you like the tempo of the Bulls offense. They're coming up and wanting to get to the line of scrimmage, and it's one of those days in Florida, a lot of wind, not a lot of humidity, so the Panthers should be fresh on defense, but Jim Leavitt wants to keep the pressure offensively on the Panthers. Keep that ball moving in and out and get to the line of scrimmage.
4th down, they're going to go for it. Trying to quick kick it. Now Grothy's got to put it up for grabs. It's intercepted. HB Blades has got it. HB Blades with the INT, his 2nd of the season. He takes another shot on that knee. But boy, Jim Leavitt, his bag of tricks is deep today. They're going to go for the quick kick. And Grothy got a little anxious. It's a good snap. Just bobbled it.
Well, Jim talked about his punters having trouble catching the football. This time it's his quarterback, and the worst thing you can do is make a bad play worse, and that's what Matt Grothy did that time by throwing the interception on the quick kick attempt. The ball's dropped, then he just chucks it down the field right in the arms of HB Blades.
Good pressure in there by John Malecki. He's fortunate the ball didn't get out a little farther on the edge with the speed burner going down the sideline. There's a waggle coming back to the near side. Palco. Boy, Palco. Got to put a premium on ball security. Very cavalier with the ball outside. George Selby with the pressure. Pat St. Louis brings him down.
Tyler was just trying to buy some time, and your point is valid, but he had a wide receiver streaking down the field, and Kinder up the top of the screen was well behind the defender, but Tyler just didn't have enough time to coil and throw the football down the field. Big play opportunity missed that time by the Panthers.
2nd down and 9. Palco gets it out, and tough catch. Tough catch as he tried to get it out to his running back, and that's Mark Yezevich. Take a look now at our Suzuki College Way of Life, and we focus on middle linebacker Ben Moffitt. Married, 2 kids. Trevo's 3.5, Ryland's 2.5. 15 credits he's taken. Leaves the house down at 6A, 40-mile drive from home to campus. Gym, workout, classes, full day. Gets home by about 7 p. And wife and kids are already asleep. Important to the families instilled by him by his parents and coaches. They see the influence that his family's had on him, and adds to the stability of everything he's done. Incomplete. Turner can't come up with it. Not a bad throw. It was deflected in there.
Very tight window, but Mike Jenkins, the cornerback, and Carlton Williams, the free safety, converge on the Panther receiver. You see Williams take a shot with his right arm, but very tight window to fit it in. A good throw by Palco, but good coverage in that secondary by the Bulls.
Let's see what we get on a punt here from Adam Gressel. Last punt went for 51 yards. Ian Randolph, best in the Big East, back to get it. Oh boy, he just got rid of it. Line drive return. Trying to get to the edge. Finds it. 45. 50-yard line. Lovely return by Ian Randolph. And a heck of a job. Let's give Gressel some credit for getting that punt off. 2.4 hang time, a 30-yard punt, 22 yards on the return. Sam Bryant makes the stop for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 7-3, South Florida on a reverse by Johnson. Pittsburgh on the board, 41-yard field goal by Lee. But this is why Randolph is the best in the Big East Conference. Good look at Ian Randolph, senior from Plant City, Florida. 29 catches coming into today's game, the best punt returner of the Big East Conference. Take a look at some of the out-of-town scores brought to you by the folks at Polaris. Ball State at the Big House, 14-9 Wolverines. Wisconsin playing host to Penn State, 3-3. Maryland leading at Clemson.
Surprise there.
And Florida 8-0. A couple of grand slams in it.
Chris Leak has left the building.
Ricky Ponton on the draw. A good closing speed by Pittsburgh. 2-yard gain. Corey Davis, as Pittsburgh is shuttling in a complete rotation of their D-line. Clint Session in there as well.
Really important series offensively for Matt Grothy and Ponton and the rest of this Bulls offense. They need to find a way to get separation in this game. They wanted to take the lead early. They did that. But now's the time of the game, 10:42 and counting to halftime. Get separation and put yourselves up 14-3.
Prior to that play, USF 117 total yards to 41 for Pitt. T.G. had 25 of that rushing. How about that? Here's Grothy. Oh, he kept it alive. Shades of friend Tarkenton. Look at the speed. He's got the first down and more. Sideline. He needs a block. It'll sit down inside the 25-yard line. Matt Grothy, a run of 24 yards. Finally brought down by H.B. Blades. First down, South Florida.
Terrific ad-lib by Matt Grothy. You mentioned Fran Tarkenton. We asked Matt yesterday, hey, who do you like in the NFL? Who's your guy? He said, you know what, Brett Favre. I love Brett Favre. Well, this is a Brett Favre play. He keeps it alive, but the best thing about it, he doesn't make a crazy play into a turnover. He keeps the football, he tucks it, uses his legs on the edge, and moves the chains.
Like what Rod Smith, the O coordinator, said, hey, he's our offense, period. Good night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very comfortable, too. Over the middle. Nice catch, 15-yard line. Pickup of 8. They got the ball in again to Ian Randolph having a field day. Caught it in front of Sam Bryant. So Ian Randolph, the hot receiver today, the senior from Plant City. And Ian Randolph on the day, 5 catches for 39 yards.
There's the offensive coordinator, Rod Smith. And saying of Grothy, he's done a great job, and he's done all that we've asked him to do. He's a tough, fierce competitor, and they put a lot on his plate, and he's been able to handle it so far this afternoon.
Mari Jackson in the game. They're going to run it, though. Punt finds room and a cutback. Finds a hole to the 5. Session tried to get a strip and almost gave up a touchdown. First and goal, South Florida after the 12-yard run by Ricky Punt.
Terrific cutback by Ricky Ponton, and credit that offensive line. Watch everybody get washed down to the left side and nobody staying at home off the edge, and Ricky Ponton does a great job of getting it north and south inside the 5.
Ponton's the deep back, gets the call again, finds a hole. Ooh, and got a face full of. Wow. In Session. No, check that. Blades got him down low and then get him on the top. A nice play in there by Mike Phillips. 100th tackle of the season for H.B. Blades.
Boy, it sure looked like Ricky Ponton was going to make someone miss and get into the end zone, but a big hit by Mike Phillips. As well, as you said, H.B. Blades down low, and the Panthers have a player down on the play, but a good stand inside the 5.
That's a play you want your free safety to make. Come up and fill it. There's H.B. was out with a knee injury. Week 2 of the season, Defensive Player of the Week. #1 tackler in the Big East. Second team, make that first team all Big East a year ago, as Dad Benny played for the University of Miami, Detroit, and Seattle. And Lonnie, Dave Wannstedt, coached him as well. There's a look at Mike Phillips. He's a redshirt junior from Warreno High School, went to Harding High School. Missed the end of training camp with a left ankle problem, but he's back now. Try to get you an idea on the player who was injured. 7-3 South Florida. First time the Bulls had the ball today. They went 11 plays and 65 yards. That's Chris McKillop from Export, Pennsylvania. Played some middle linebacker and some strong side linebacker, and now playing at defensive end.
He was part of that change on the Panther defense to try to get more speed in and around and on the football field, and he's done a nice job this year for the Panthers.
A very impressive drive by the South Florida Bulls. 6th play of a drive that started at midfield after the fine punt return by Ian Randolph. Punt return by Randolph really put him in great shape. A 22-yard return.
Wouldn't be surprised if they get up quick to the line of scrimmage. They talked about this to us yesterday.
And that's what they do. They've got a lineman in the backfield. Now they shift. Wide side of the field, left side. Play fake Grothy. Grothy's got wheels. He got a block. He's got a touchdown. Nice block on the outside by Will Blakely, number 84, made it happen. So the South Florida Bulls extend the lead now to 13-3.
They talk about Grothy only being 6 foot, maybe a 4'6", 4'6", 5" guy. He looks a lot faster on the football field. He just makes plays, in that 1-yard run pushes the Bulls' lead to 13-3.
6-play drive, 50 yards and 238. And again, the 22-yard punt return by Randolph was key. Point after, put that one on the board as well. Good looking drive by the South Florida Bulls. They want very much back in this Big East race. And with plays like this from Grothy, it could happen today. You know, it's easy to salute the guy that scores, but how about a major tip of the cap to tight end Will Blakely, the senior from Crystal River, Florida, with 2 tremendous blocks on that last running play by Matt Grothy to extend the lead to 14-3 South Florida. Been outstanding. Cole Robinson, he's deep to receive the kick.
We talked about gaining separation for the Bulls, and that's exactly what they did. Now for the Panthers, they need a big play on special teams. They've had 2 plays, 2 fake punts go against them. They need to do something positive on special teams.
There's a kick by Tichy. It's high, it's short. 15, make that the 10-yard line. Oh, there's a fabulous tackle. Hey now, look at that. Maybe an extra flag it is. There's a flag on that play. It'd have been okay if he didn't take him, pick him up, and throw him down. The young man must have grown up watching wrestling. Jerome Murphy, 12 yards on the return. But TJ Porter, he was the returner. Murphy's tackle was a beautiful one. And the exclamation point, whoa, offsides. Personal foul. So 2 penalties against South Florida. Murphy was good until he picked him up and threw him down. The whistle was blowing when he got him to a stalemate.
Here's the touchdown, Dave, and the tight end on the edge of the line of scrimmage. Watch him block down first on Joe Claremont. Now he's going to get outside on Cox, and he turns ahead and gets the block there that really springs Matt Grothy to the pylon. Great effort on the point of attack on the line of scrimmage and then out in open space.
Fine job by Blakely, who came in with 5 catches on the season. A solid blocker, 6'3" and 240.
Offside. 5 yards will be tacked on at the end of the run. Dead ball, personal foul. Number 37 on the kicking team. That will be tacked on to the end of the 5-yard penalty. First down.
Clearly, the penalty was on the tackle. He said 37, got the number wrong. But that sets up Pitt in really fine position at the 42. By the way, the young man who was beaten on that play was Kennard Cox's cousin, Torrey. He's an outstanding kick returner and DB for the Pitt Panthers. Now plays right here in this ballpark for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I can see Tyler right now in 1st and 10 going play action and trying to take advantage of this field position.
It is critical that Pittsburgh get a touchdown here because you talked about it earlier, John. You don't want to lose contact here. 14-3. They get nothing out of this, and South Florida comes back with another 6. Dire Straits. They're going to run it. Stephen Talent. Well defense. Gain of 2. They're fired up. There's Stephen Nicholas, the senior from Jacksonville's Lee High School.
You know, coming off the bye week for South Florida and leaving a bad taste in their mouth against the University of Cincinnati up there in that loss, this defense wanted to prove itself and prove itself again and again, and they're doing a good job against the run, and they're showing emotion out there on the football field.
Is that a great form tackle? Led with shoulders and head and got up in Stephen Talling's chest. Some movement. Ben Moffitt pointing to the right and make that the left guard.
Prior snap. False start. 64 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Chris Vangus called for that infraction. Dave Wannstedt's crew in some trouble right now. Vangus playing at left guard. Second down and 12. Kinder to the near side. Turner at the top of the screen. Tampa with time. Man down there. Caught. Strong. The tight end. 29-yard line. First touchdown, Pittsburgh. They were concerned. The defensive folks, Wally Burnham was very concerned about Darryl Strong, an outstanding tight end, but it's coming back. That was a gain of 31 yards.
Holding, 64 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Back-to-back penalties on Chris Vengus, a two-time Letterman, a junior from Dayton, Ohio.
Dave, no one touched Darryl Strong, the tight end on the right side of the formation. He went right down the seam, and it all comes back because of a holding call, and that's been the Panthers' problem this season, you know, following up a bad play with another bad play offensively. Now they're in a second and very, very long, 2nd and 22.
Vengus at left guard with Dominic Williams at right guard for the Panthers. 2nd down and long. Palco, quarterback draw with a little bit of room. Gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Ben Moffitt breaks it down. 6 yards on the game. Where were we recently when they were talking? Oh, it was the Syracuse game. We were talking to Kelvin Smith. He said, I like Palco.
He's got that edge.
He's got the edge. He's a gamer. Yeah, and he'll tell you, hey, yeah, he'll say something to you, either thumbs up or thumbs down, but he's in the game. They like, but there's a good respect there.
Yeah, nothing out of the box. He's just a tough competitor, and he wants to win, and it's respect.
I thought that was really neat when we had that conversation with Kelvin a few weeks ago. Third, another long here, 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Look out. Palco got rid of it. One hopped it incomplete. Outstanding pressure. Tyler Roberts, Selby's there as well. George Selby, their best defensive end, number 95.
Tyler Roberts coming around the play, as well as George Salvi converging on Tyler Palco. Tyler's going to come from this side, and Salvi's on the up the middle, and you just get a piece of Tyler Palco's back and throws him out of rhythm. We talked about it. They need to get to Palco in the open in our American Century game plan. They have to make him feel uncomfortable, and they've done a nice job of doing that so far today.
Dressel barely got off his last punt. Takes his time, hammers this one. Randolph backs up, 18-yard line. Got a little bit of a wall. Make that a lot of a wall if you can get a block right here, but it's jammed up. A fabulous job in there by Adam Gunn to really slow it down. 46 yards on the punt, 27 yards in return. If Adam Gunn does not get in there to gum it up, they may be going for 6 down the sideline. Take a timeout. Dave Wannstedt and the Panthers in a 14-3 hole here in Tampa. Look from Tampa Bay, looking at Tampa downtown. Glorious day here in South Florida. Those of you up in the Northeast, I don't blame you for being jealous. It's gorgeous down here.
It is.
In Tampa. Don't mean to rub it in. Chris McKellop, 14-3. Here's Grothy on the edge. Downfield. Yes, sir. First and 10. Completes it to S.J. Green. You can see why they're raving about Matt Grothy, and it's hard to believe this is a ball club that was shut out 2-0 at the half at Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. Gain of 19.
Well, I've been really impressed with Matt Grothy, his poise out of the pocket, and his timing in the pass offense. Yes, he can run the football, and he's much faster than I thought he was, but throwing the football very accurate.
Came in at 61.8%. Runs the option here. Benjamin Williams, that is. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Darrell Rivas on the tackle. Let's get a medical report from Sarah Kustak.
Well, Dave, it's not looking good for Pittsburgh's Chris McKillop. He's got a left knee sprain, but I've been told he probably will not return to the game. He's been consoled by his brother, coaches, had a towel over his head. He does not look happy.
Scott McKillop's his brother. Sophomore middle linebacker backs up H.B. Blades. That's not a good sign. Here's Grothy again. He's got time. Now steps up. Penalty flag. Probably a hold. Man down there. Amari Jackson over his shoulder. Incomplete. Nice recognition by Jackson to turn it upfield once his quarterback got out of contain there. So Grothy on the day, 12 out of 16 passes, 96 yards and a pick.
Clipping, 65 offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
Ryan Schmidt called for that infraction. Let's look at Ryan, sophomore from Boca Raton.
Well, the Panthers do a good job of collapsing the pocket. A little pressure right up the middle, and there's the foul's right here in the middle of the play. But as you said, Dave, here's a better look at it. You see the chop block by Ryan Schmidt, the clip right there.
Corey Davis.
And Corey Davis is lucky he wasn't injured on the play.
Saved a quarterback's life and almost took out a D tackle. Ricky Ponton. Boy, second down and almost to the keys for a first down here. Grothy rushed and sacked. Whoa, he never touched. Got a man downfield. Wow, he made a big play. Got it to S.J. Green. That'll start a legend here in South Florida. What a play by Matt Grothy. 22 yards on a connection.
Great job of ad-libbing. Matt Grothy's knee never hit the ground. Pressure right up the middle by Gus Mustakas, but he never goes down.
3 catches, 46 yards for S.J. Green. The presence
ruling on
of
the field
mind.
is under review.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Knee clearly never touched. I'm glad they're going to take a look at it, but that is a no-brainer.
I mean,
the
just
presence of mind is unbelievable.
To come out of there and know you didn't hit the ground, and how about the catch and toughness shown by S.J. Green?
Yeah, that was a wallop. We didn't need the Pereb mic to hear that pop up here. Oh, he got unloaded upon here. And that Mustakas is in great shape.
He does everything right.
Yeah.
But take him down to the ground. His own body keeps him off the ground because he goes to twirl him down, and his own body keeps him up. And Gus knows right away he didn't touch the ground. You can see his reaction.
Players know.
Right in the middle here. Here's the pressure up the middle, and Mustakas tries to sling the quarterback, Grothy, to the ground, but he uses his hands to keep his balance, and Gus Mustakas knows he didn't touch the ground.
Mustakas did a great job beating Matt Huners.
What a great athletic
He gets
play.
up and he thinks he has a sack. He sees Grothy still on the run. He says, you know what, I better get back in this play.
Yeah, that's a good call by the ref.
That was, let's see, we've seen a couple of plays like that. It was that great play on Monday Night Football one time when the Packer receiver, who was it, Jeff, out of Virginia Tech?
Freeman?
Yeah, we did a lot. Antonio Freeman.
Yeah.
Bounced around like that. And there was another one recently somebody did that as well.
And just when you thought the Bulls were going backwards and the Panthers were going to take away the great field position, Grothy makes an excellent play, and S.J. Green catching the football.
Catches the football, kept himself available.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets big points all the way around on that play.
Senior out of Brandon, Florida.
After review, video confirms the call on the field. First down.
Times it. Referee today. So it's still a third down, but boy, talking about manageable. Third down and 3. Ball's right at the 30, just outside the 30.
Watch a quarterback draw here. They've got everybody spread out, and the Panthers only have 4 guys, maybe 5 guys in the box.
The middle's wide open for the moment. Here's Grothy. Nice catch. First down, Torres Johnson. Gain of 8. John, this season, we've seen more than our share of drop passes that are on the money. That's a good throw. That's a good catch.
That's a really good catch on the outside. All hands for Johnson on the edge, and they continue to keep the momentum going. 3 catches for 25 yards for Johnson. This receiving corps, I'm impressed with not just 1 or 2, but the entire receiving corps has done an excellent job.
Wide side of the field to the top of the string. And they run hot, looking for some room. Nothing much there. Clint Session making the tackle. Big East Player of the Week from Week 1. Senior from Pompano Beach.
Good job by the Panthers creating stalemates and no running room for Ricky Ponton on that play. Mustakas again in on the play, as well as Clint Session. Clint Session, the senior out of Pompano Beach, Ely High School.
They've been rotating the D-line. Nice job by Pittsburgh. There's a quick bubble screen. Oh, yeah, look at the Razzle. Oh, backfired that time. Little bit too cute. Turnover. Bad execution. You know what? It was there. Hook and ladder. It was there. Recovered by Tommy Campbell. That was a great call. The execution was not up to speed, though.
Man, that was set up beautifully. The ball was low coming on the pitch, and it was, the separation was too much. I mean, from receiver to running back, Jackson and Ponton, the relationship between the pitch and right here, and the pitch is low. You can see the wind just take the ball down, and it never got into the hands of Ricky Ponton.
Amari Jackson had the very top of the ball and didn't get a good grip on it. There's your turnover mark.
Boy, and South Florida was going in with a hammer,
no
too.
No question about it.
Great opportunity for the Panthers now. They find a way to get the football back to Tyler Palco and get his offense on the field.
They've taken a few shots deep. One was called back on a 31-yarder to Strong, the tight end. Start with a run. Well defensed. About a 3-yard run.
Number 34, LeRod Stevens-Howling on the carry.
Stevens-Howling on the carry.
Ben
Moffitt making the tackle.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Stevens-Howling, slasher, not afraid to run inside. Most explosive runner they have at Pittsburgh. 4.4, 4.5 speed.
And he has 100 or more yards in 2 of the last 3 games, so he's been on a hot streak lately.
2nd down and 7 at the 30. Turner at the bottom of the screen, one-on-one coverage with Trey Williams. Howling, 4 carries, 9 yards. Palco in trouble. Running back did a lousy job on the protection. Stevens-Howling got eaten alive by Stephen Nicholas. No surprise there was a sack on that play. Loss of 8.
Nicholas does a great job of coming from the edge and running right over the block, the would-be block of LeRod Stevens-Howling. Just a mismatch at 6'3", 225, and LeRod Stevens-Howling only going at 5'7", 175. So good pressure again by the linebacking corps. We talked about the linebackers in the open. Moffitt and Nicholas, they've done an excellent job this afternoon.
2nd sack by South Florida. If you're South Florida here, somebody may jump an out route. Could be a turnover time here. Got to be careful. Palco looking, throws far side of the field, overthrows everybody.
Incomplete.
So Palco, the last time out, he knows about the misery of no protection. A couple of weeks ago against Rutgers, and I tell you what, it was a jailbreak almost every play. He got sacked 5 times by a Rutgers defense. And Dave Wannstedt said the experience that Rutgers had really taught a lesson to his younger ball club. 7 seniors on that defensive unit.
Yeah, they really did a good job of pressuring the pocket and making Tyler Palco feel uncomfortable in the pocket.
Here's Gressel. Make that a new snapper, make that a new punter. And that is Stone in there. Let's see if he gets off a good one. Low line drive, eminently returnable. Randolph, 39-yard line. Wall set up over there. And taken out from behind. That's Cox. He got in there. Nice job by Kennard Cox. 39 yards on the punt. A 2-yard return. 14-3, South Florida. And coming up at halftime, a studio preview of some outstanding college football games this evening. We'll look at some top 25 scores and highlights from this first half, along with some statistics for you to chew on.
Well, Dave, other than the punt inside the 5-yard line down at the 2, South Florida has enjoyed great field position for this offense in the first half, and they've cashed in all but on that last series.
Benjamin Williams in the backfield with Matt Grothy. Pittsburgh's average starting position, their own 38. South Florida has started. South Florida has started from its own 38. A pretty good field position by Pittsburgh all day in terms of starting 38. South Florida from its own 19. 42-yard line, 2nd down. Quarterback draw. Ooh, good defensive play. John Malecki, 2nd time we've called his name. Freshman, 6'3", 270.
Good recognition right in the middle of your screen right here. Picking up the quarterback draw. Really a double team, almost a triple team, and Malecki's able to fight off and find the quarterback, Matt Grothy.
5 wide on this play here for South Florida. 3rd down and long. Johnson and Randolph have had a nice day catching the football. Three-man rush over the middle. Almost intercepted. Penalty flag coming in late. Clint Session, number 17, got his hands on the ball. Grothy zipped it in there.
And the Pitt sideline not happy, Dave.
Going to be a flag against the Panthers. Indeed. I didn't see it.
Dave Wannstedt arguing that the ball may have been tipped.
Pass interference. Number 17 defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Must have made contact after 5 yards. I didn't. That particular play. Let's see. Take a look.
Yeah, we're going to take another look on the quick slant on the inside.
There's the hookup right there.
Left hand on the shoulder pad from behind and before, Dave. Right. You're right.
First and 10, 49-yard line. 69 ticks left. Benjamin Williams among the three receivers at the bottom of your screen. Quarterback draw again for Grothy. And oh, there's another fine defensive play by a D lineman. And it's Vernon Botts again. So Malicki and Botts have done a very nice, and Corey Davis have done a nice job
timeout
in that rotation with Mustakas and
Second
Duncan.
Timeout.
So timeout called. South Florida has one remaining.
Looked like there was a lot more running room in the inside, but Vernon Botts did an excellent job, as did John Malecki on the previous quarterback draw. Good recognition by this Pitt defensive lineman, and credit the coach right behind them. Done an excellent job moving from the tight ends to the defensive front.
Grothy's done a heck of a job today. His freshman stats entering the neighborhood of some of the great freshman quarterbacks that have played in the Big East Conference. Glenn Foley of Boston College, Donovan McNabb of Syracuse, Michael Vick of Virginia Tech. He's had that kind of impact.
He's done an excellent job of just running the offense, and offensive coordinator Rod Smith will put a lot of pressure and a lot of weight of the world on this offense on his shoulders. He's been able to deliver and really come through, and today 15 of 18, 126 yards and the one interception, and rushing 9 carries, but he has that one touchdown on the short side of the field from a yard out.
Florida Class A Player of the Year a year ago, runner-up in the state title game, two-time first-team All-State in Class A here in the state of Florida. Didn't have a whole bunch of offers. Fits this South Florida program beautiful. Too high. Opportunity for an INT. Couldn't cash in. Getting his hands on the ball was Mike Phillips. Tried to get it into Torres Johnson.
And only a 3-man rush, Dave, and good pressure again by Vernon Botts. Under coverage by Clint Session, the linebacker. The ball just too tall for the receiver, and a good break on the football by Mike Phillips. Good pressure again, and we talked about the defensive line. Greg Cattuso is the defensive line coach here, and an excellent job keeping them fresh.
3 for 8 on third down. Grothy hangs in, home run ball. He's got Randolph down there, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted for a touchback by the Pitt Panthers. So a nice job in there. And coming up with the INT is Sam Bryant. Sam Bryant coming up with the pick. Third pick today, third turnover today, second INT.
Grothy puts this ball up down the middle of the football field, trying to let his receiver go up and make a play, but the guy that does that is Sam Bryant. Great timing on the jump. Hits the football, secures it in the end zone, and Grothy's turned away in this Bull offense for the second consecutive time.
47 seconds left. Palco hanging. Man there. Oh, he overthrew his receiver. Steve Bucas, first time he's thrown at that tight end. Connected with Darrell Strong for 31 yards, but that was brought back on a holding penalty.
Still plenty of time for Tyler Palco to put points on the board. 42 seconds left. And that ball a little too high for Bucas, the tight end. And Dave Wannstedt knows the importance of his offense getting on the scoreboard before halftime.
Pittsburgh has its complement of times out remaining, all 3. Turner and Pistano bottom of your screen on the second down play. Palco hanging in, now running. Got some room. Can he get to the sideline? He does. And he got drilled just in bounds. So a nice job in there.
Nate Allen.
Yeah, Lewis Gatchett.
Sorry, Gatchett, yep.
Got him out of bounds.
Palco running for his life, trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and he does with 33 seconds left to go.
Well, the speed guys in there now. Turner's got the tight end Bucas at the top of your screen. They're down in 5. 25-yard line, 11 carries, 11 yards. Pitt rushing, nothing much going on there. And you get it on the outside. Kinder maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Nicholas with the tackle. Gotta love these linebackers. Great speed. We'd seen this last year when we were down here, and we'd seen South Florida up at Rutgers.
Well, credit Trey Williams, the cornerback, as well from the outside. He fights off the block on the bubble screen, and he goes down low right there and stops Kinder, and then lets his linebacker, Stephen Nichols, clean up from the inside.
So South Florida going to call a timeout. That's their last one. So 23 seconds left. Well, it's a dangerous situation for Pittsburgh. Punting's been average at best. Returning has been outstanding by South Florida.
And that's why Dave Wannstedt's going in the middle of this huddle. He wants to make sure everything is covered, and the importance of getting this kick, catching it, and getting it off.
Take a look at our cool under pressure moment brought to you by Peak Antifreeze, and we refer you back to number 8. Watch this. Matt Grothe.
Yeah, it reminds you of a lot of number 4 in green for the NFL Packers. Brett Favre in his heyday doing a great job of keeping the play alive and moving the chains for his offense. You know, you can get a lot of confidence after a play like that, and Matt Grothe's been able to grow in confidence as this day's gone on.
Stone in there to punt, his second time in relief of Adam Gressel. Low line drive kick. Good job to keep it right there. Prevent further damage. That was Jamil Brady downing the punt. A punt of 36 yards.
Panthers very fortunate on that play. They had a lot of pressure, did the South Florida Bulls, on that special team play.
Lucas Stone changed his number. His number had been number 90. It's 86 now. So 15 seconds to go. I got a feeling, given the way Jim Leavitt's called plays today and Rod Smith has called plays, I got to believe they're going to let it run out. They're going to let it run out.
Bringing his whole team in.
Boy, I thought they might take.
Yeah,
I thought they may take a shot, to be honest with you. Not a bad performance in the first half. They had some opportunities. They lead 14-3 going to the break, but they had a turnover on a gadget play, a hook and ladder play. And look at Jim Leavitt.
Talking about playing 30 more minutes of football in this second half, and what importance on this football game he's placing on his team.
Tell you what, looks like he doesn't even want to go to break. Stay right here. Let's re-rack the clock.
Let's just go right now, yeah.
Boys, we're on a roll. Let's see if we can keep it going. Jeez, pretty impressive. Let's check in with Sarah Kustok standing by with Jim Leavitt.
Coach, great first half. You got 2 valuable first downs with those fake punts. What were your thoughts in making those calls?
Well, you know, if they weren't going to bring it by line of scrimmage, we're going to run it, you know, and if we had the opportunity to do that. And, you know, they gave us that opportunity. That's all there is to it.
You told us yesterday that the defense needed to play out of their minds. How would you characterize their play?
Well, they're playing good right now. You know, all coaches are going to say the same thing here when they're on talking to you and the whole deal. So you got to play 60 minutes of football. And, you know, they're an awfully good football team. We're going to have to play better. You know, we're going to play darn good in the second half, and our defense is going to have to play all the way through, you know, to have a chance to win.
Good luck the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Dave, John, back to you.
Sarah, nice job to engage Coach Leavitt. Detailed conversation. We thank you very much. Halftime coming your way. 14-3. South Florida Bulls lead the Pittsburgh Panthers here in the Big East Football Conference Game of the Week. We're at halftime, Big East football as the South Florida Bulls homecoming play host to the Pittsburgh Panthers. On your schedule tonight, some good games. Let's get a preview from our studio. Big East football coming back to you from Tampa, Florida. We're at Raymond James Stadium. Halftime, and the South Florida Bulls have a 14-3 lead over the Pittsburgh Panthers. Take a look at our Polaris out-of-town scoreboard. Other action in college football at the Big House. Number 2 Michigan getting ready for Ohio State. Starting to pour it on against Ball State. Wisconsin 10-3 over Penn State. Clemson has closed the gap to a point in ACC action against Maryland. And Florida leads Vanderbilt, but Vandy hanging in. Check out the ESPNU All-State Standings review. West Virginia and Louisville probably minimum will switch spots. Louisville's going to move up to 3 for sure. West Virginia, we'll see where they come in. Auburn, Texas, SC, Notre Dame. A lot of games still to be played. In fact, Southern Cal has Notre Dame in a couple of weeks. California also on the immediate schedule for the Trojans of Southern California. We'll take a break and come back and look at some of the numbers. And from a Pitt standpoint, they're very disturbing. Far more than the 14-3 deficit right now is Matt Grothe putting on a show here in Tampa. 14-3 South Florida over Pittsburgh. Here at halftime, Big East football coming from Tampa. Dave Simpson, John Kinjemi. It's bad enough that Dave Wannstedt has to look at a scoreboard. I hope they keep the stats away from him. Boy, are they ugly.
Keep the sharp objects away from him at halftime. You're right, because Pittsburgh offensively, they have not been able to get on track, get any rhythm, get anything going, but they have on the other side of the ball with the fake kicks. They've done a great job. Let's take a look at the Can-Am first half highlights, and it's all Justin Tichy, the punter. He gets a fake punt, and then the reverse around the right side. Johnson gets a big block by his quarterback, Matt Grothe, and he slips into the end zone to push the lead to 7-0. Again, a fake punt towards the Pitt sideline. Tichy goes again and moves the chains on 4th down, and watch this play by Matt Grothe. The escapability and the sense to keep his head up, tuck the football and run, get it what you can downfield. Another scramble. He keeps the play alive. Mustakas had him. Now he doesn't have him. Great block on the edge and a 1-yard run. They push the score to 14-3, and that's how we ended up in the first half.
First half stats brought to you by Can-Am. They are big in the favor of South Florida. Look at that. Pitt 11 yards on the ground. They have 3 first downs. They've run 42 plays, South Florida. Pitt's only run 20.
Pitt's lucky the score is not 21-3 South Florida, because they totally dominated the first half of play.
So Jim Leavitt, you can see why he pulled his guys to right in front of the bench to end that first half. Second half kickoff coming your way. Pitt's going to get the ball with South Florida in charge right now, 14-3. Great looking ballpark here. Raymond James Stadium, also the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of the National Football League. Shared with the South Florida Bulls. In fact, the Bucs are in town. They take on the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. The South Florida Bulls in charge right now, 14-3, and they know it, we know it, you know it. They should be up by at least 21-3.
Well, it sure has that feeling, Dave, doesn't it?
Pittsburgh's going to get the ball to start the second half. They had won the toss and deferred. And here we go. High end-over-end kick. Oh, man, that was hammered. Nice job. Touchback. Well done by the kicker. And that was Justin Tichy, who's run the ball nicely twice today, as we check in with Sarah Kustak, who spoke with Dave Wannstedt.
Well, thanks, Dave. Coach Wannstedt said that we just have to look ourselves in the mirror with the 2 fake punts, the 2 penalties. It just got them behind. He couldn't ask any more of his defense. He just got to get this thing squared away and get this win.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And Dave's got to be very frustrated. Starting here 1st and 10 at the 20. Palco in cut, crossing the field. Kinder, good legs. 41-yard line, first down, Pittsburgh. Gain of 21. Brought down by Pat St. Louis. And here's this now the situation for Tyler Palco. Just cut it loose.
Absolutely. Get back and throw the football. Now, you don't have to go down the field, but if you get guys going across the field, and get him on the run, get him in stride. You can make big plays, and on that play, they get it all the way out to the 40-yard line on one offensive snap.
Kinder, their top receiver, 4 catches for 56 yards. Massive reset. Play clock at 5, 3, 2, and they have to burn a timeout. Not a good start. They get a 21-yarder. And have to burn a timeout.
First timeout.
I know Matt Cavanaugh, to start the game, scripts the first 15 plays. That's out of the Bill Walsh school. Said it makes it easier on the play caller as well. There's Matt that Palco is speaking with. Curious to see what kind of adjustments they make here in the second half. Right now, let's take a look at the Big East Leaders, brought to you by Hyundai. And Grothy and Palco, your top guys coming into today's game. Pat White with what a marvelous performance he had in a losing cause Thursday night when the Big East was on the big stage Thursday night, the second best rated event on ESPN in history on Thursday nights. Beautifully done. And there's Grothy, who's been marvelous through the first 30 minutes of our ball game today.
He really has. He's done a nice job of moving the offense, and now the defense on the field after the first play. Grothy's done a great job. 15 of 20, 120 yards. He does have the 2 interceptions, but they were really meaningless in the scheme of things in the first half.
Grothy's run the ball very effectively as well for 20 yards. Here's a first down play from the 40. Trying to establish the run. And nothing doing there. Trey Williams, the cornerback, comes over to make a play. Was that a run just to let them know we'll do it?
Well, I don't know what that was, but it was great anticipation by Trey Williams defensively on the corner blitz. Watch him sneak up to the line of scrimmage and get in that backfield, eludes the block of the fullback there, Conridge Collins, and gets to the ball carrier with authority. The 5 interceptions in covering leads the Big East as well, so those 32 tackles coming on display there.
2-yard loss in that play, 2nd and 12. Straight drop, Palco. Looking, now nobody home. He'll take it upfield. Got a halfway decent block. There's a penalty flag on the play. Marcel Pistano threw a halfway decent block. Gave Palco another couple of yards. Gain of 8.
The ball may have come loose at the end.
That's a hold against the Pittsburgh Panthers. Week off, coming off a loss to Rutgers. Talk about the effects of coming off a bye week at this part of the season.
Holding. 75 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Mike McLean, the right tackle. 5 penalties, 36 yards for Pittsburgh.
At the end of this play, Dave, it looks like Tyler Palco may have lost the football. I'm not sure if his knee was down. No, the ball definitely came out before his knee hit the ground. And the Panthers, very fortunate. Tyler gets the football back. It looked like on the bottom of that pile. But to get back to your point, I think that Pitt's lucky that South Florida also had the off week. So, you come in and you regroup and you try to correct what you did wrong against Rutgers. But it looks like that offensive line hasn't found that yet.
Double wides both sides for Palco. They blitz the edge. Pump fake bubble screen. Where's that? It's intercepted. Intercepted by Jeremy Burnett, the senior from right here in Tampa, and went to Jefferson High School to transfer from Purdue. His first pick of the year, first turnover by Pittsburgh this afternoon.
And I think Tyler Palco was trying to throw the football away. It looked like another screen, a receiver screen, and he was just trying to throw the football away. The only problem was he threw it away in a crowd. Tyler Palco pumps. I think he's just trying to throw the football away at his lineman, and it goes right into the arms of Jeremy Burnett. He pumps first. Now he wants to throw the football away, but you got to throw it to the open area of the field, not where green jerseys are at.
Remember that hammer you were talking about? This could be it right here. Grothy, Cotton for about 3. 14-3. Score does not illustrate how much South Florida has dominated this game. They got on the board first. A reverse to Johnson, 11 yards. That was set up by a fake punt. Chichi ran it 11 yards as Palco has a conversation with his old coordinator, Matt Cavanaugh. And the second touchdown, a 22-yard punt return by Randolph. Grothy a 2-yard run, and that is accounted for the 2 scores. Ponton for a couple to about the 20. Pittsburgh score A 41-yard counter lead field goal coming with 1:22 to go in the first. H.B. Blades had a leg injury early on in the game. Matter of fact, on that scoring play, the scoring drive, back in action, sat out a little bit, had a bruised knee.
Well, he's a tough football player. He just made a big hit on second down for Dave Wannstedt and his Panther defense.
Third down coming up. Broke the ball a little bit too high. Tried to get it to Randolph. In 5-9.
Randolph incomplete.
He's going to bring on the field goal team. And Delbert Alvarado from Robinson High School here in Tampa.
Dave, you can't ask much more of this Panther defense. That's the third time that South Florida's been deep in their own end and not been able to come away with a touchdown, only a field goal opportunity.
Alvarado good on the season, 1 for 1 from 26 yards. This from 37. Blocked! Boy, that had a low trajectory and a fine job by Pittsburgh. So defensively, nice job by the Panthers to keep the offense still in the ballgame. So the interception by Burnett does not net anything for South Florida. There's Alvarado, low line drive kick. Kennard Cox limping off. Alvarado just his second attempt on the season.
Yeah, it looked like that kick never had a chance, Dave. It was a low line drive to start. Credit the Panthers with a lot of pressure on the edge, but they did a great job of coming in from the wide side. Look at the white jerseys elevate. That kick was definitely low from the start.
And they went right to the point where it had to go, coming from that left hash. Palco with the reprieve. Steven Tallings. And tell you what, the speed here. St. Louis making the tackle. The speed here for South Florida is better than what Pittsburgh has in terms of running the football.
Yeah, the offensive line just not doing a good job getting a hat on a hat. And the linebackers, Patrick St. Louis, Ben Moffitt, and Stephen Nicholas, they work as a tandem. They eat together. They sleep together. They do whatever it takes to work together as a unit. And those guys are the leaders of this team on defense.
13 rushes, 11 yards for Pittsburgh. That is not good. 6th in the conference coming in today. Steven Tallings does well to pick up 3. George Selby with the tackle.
You know, if you're the Panthers right now, you may want to move the pocket because the offensive line has not done a good job protecting Tyler Palco inside on a straight drop back. So you may want to get Tyler outside of the pocket and get him running on the edge and give him a choice to run or throw the football.
How about this, John? 0 for 6 today on 3rd down. Got room, throwing it behind, incomplete. So they tried to get it in there to T.J. Porter, and Porter can't come up with it. 0 for 7 now on 3rd down.
Yeah, and that time a quick pass. Tyler had enough time to throw the football just behind T.J. Porter.
So Palco not having a great day. The most efficient passer in the Big East. Palco's struggling mightily. He is 5 for 12 for 60 yards. Here's Stone with the punt. Got a high hanger, but it is short. Lands at the 41, out of bounds. Good starting position once again for South Florida. 29 yards on a punt that had a 4-2 hang time. But right now, South Florida with another opportunity to get big separation from the Pittsburgh Panthers here in South Florida. A bunch of football to be played here in the Big East Conference. 14-3 South Florida. As we look at the upcoming games, brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. For the best parts, people, and prices, we're ready in advance. These teams have Louisville and West Virginia very much in common. We'll be back here next week against Syracuse. But how about last year when South Florida got on the board and on the I guess the tip of everybody's tongue in college football, when they just ran Louisville out of this building, Amari Jackson went nuts. 2 rushes for 63 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches for 75 yards, and he threw one for 11 yards and a touchdown. They ran Louisville out of the ballpark. As Jim Leavitt told us yesterday, we beat the dog out of Louisville.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 3 years.
That's right. Louisville, a little bit more complete ball club this year. They will not be caught snapping by South Florida this year.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 9 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Cedric Hill moving. Jim Leavitt's body language speaks to what's going on, and the relevance of today's game. Pittsburgh at 2-1, South Florida at 1-2. As we mentioned, they both have Louisville and West Virginia still to come. Rutgers knocked off Pittsburgh and survived here against South Florida, 22-20. They get it to the receiver, Cedric Hill. Hill adjusted, and he sure did. Great job. 4th turnover by South Florida, a ball club that had been plagued all year, coming in at -5, dead last in the Big East Conference, and 100 out of 119 in college football.
That's taking something into your own hands, and Clint Session did an excellent job of stripping the football away. Watch him at the end of this tackle. Just tackle the football. Great job of being aware that the ball was not secured, and rips it right out of the arms of the receiver. Big play for this defense, and this defense has kept Pittsburgh around, in check.
They give it to Stevens Howling. Does well to get that. Oh, man. Did he run into a brick wall or what? Mr. Nicholas, how do you do? Carlton Williams there as well, but Murad Stevens Howling took some punishment there. He's 5'7", 175. Nicholas at 6'3", and every bit of 2 1/4.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have reached the point in the game where they're running into a brick wall trying to run the football. And I would put the football game in the hands of Tyler Palco and let him win or lose with your best football player on offense.
2 receivers to the right. They motion Stevens Howling. I am surprised at this. I really am. Condredge Collins on the carry, brought down by Ben Moffitt. Now, Dave Wannstedt did admit, he said, when we spoke to him early in the week, I think we gave up the run too early against Rutgers. Now, he said that based on the fact that Rutgers got chewed alive by Connecticut in a game that Rutgers held on to win at home last Sunday night.
Right now, they're in scoring position. They haven't had this type of field position to move in. They have to take advantage of getting on the scoreboard. And it's going to take a Tyler Palco either scramble or an accurate throw down the field. Remember, they had the tight end in this situation streaking down the middle of the field last time.
0 for 7 on 3rd down. Palco got the first down and more. Inside the 25 to the 21-yard line, brought down by Trey Williams. So Tyler Palco making a play, a 12-yard pickup.
Put the football in the hands of the guy, the best player on offense is Tyler Palco. Let him decide if you're going to win or lose the football game. Great blocks on that quarterback draw, and Palco runs it to the short side, inside the 25, down to the 22.
How about the little guy, Stevens Howling, with that block, too, that freed him up. Pistano and Kinder, top of the screen. Tight end Bucus at the bottom. Pittsburgh has to get a touchdown here, no questions about it. Keep it on the ground, Stevens Howling. Nice piece of yardage there, picks up about 6. Palco stumbled coming out after that handoff. Ben Moffitt with yet another tackle. St. Louis, Moffitt, and Nicholas. We've seen, let's say, the Syracuse, in spite of the fact that Syracuse hasn't won the games in the conference, their linebackers are good. These guys are about a notch above.
Yeah, these guys really run, and they've got toughness about them. They've got athleticism. They know to find how to find the football, and they can get there in a hurry.
Stevens Howling, 9 carries for 20 yards. 2nd down and 4. 17-yard line. Palco looking, got a man down in the corner. It's Kinder, broken off, well done in the corner. Their best corner cover guy, Mike Jenkins, second team All-Big East performer last season.
Defensive coordinator Wally Burnham says this guy's got a load of talent, but he needs to keep working at it and get more consistent. Well, on that play, inside corner, Palco had great protection on the play, tries to throw it up in the air and let his playmaker on the outside, Kinder, go up and get it, but a better defensive play by Michael Jenkins.
First visit by Pittsburgh to the red zone this afternoon. Look at a 3rd down and 5 at the 17-yard line, down 14-3. Cedric McGee at the bottom of the screen, double wides both sides for Palco. Blitz shown, they cover, slant, ball up in the air, almost picked off. Closest man to it was Trey Williams. Pat St. Louis got a piece of it, knocked it in the air. Boy, it has been a dreadful offensive day for Pittsburgh.
Just when they have the opportunity to cash in big, the Bull defense comes up again. And defense coordinator Wally Burnham talked about getting their hands up on Palco's passes, the quick passes, especially in the red zone.
34-yard attempt for Connor Lee, left hash. He's hit one today from 41. Good snap. He hit it pretty well, and it's right through the target. So the Panthers do come away with 3. A touchdown would have been a lot better in this spot, but if you're South Florida, that's a defensive win, and a lot of it on Pat St. Louis on that big play. 14-6, South Florida. And I wonder if the guys in the truck want their daughters thrown up in the air like that. Thumbs down, I'll bet. Tyler Palco trying to rally the troops. They need touchdowns.
They really do. They need to find a way to get an easy score. You know, only 14-6, but it seems like the Panthers offensively haven't been close to being in this football game.
Wind blows the ball off the tee. Think an onside kick in play here?
I don't think so. I think you kick the football down and try to gain that field position back, because you don't want to give the Bulls instant field position again. The defense has done all they can do to keep them out of the end zone.
Roger that. Here's Lee. Gets it up in the air. And here's a return. Johnson to the 21-yard line. Return of 18 yards. Torres Johnson brings it back. Pretty good position there from the 21. Join us again next week. We're going to set up camp here in Tampa. Syracuse Orange will pay a visit. Perry Patterson having a good year. His receivers are not. But it's a game team of Syracuse Orange. They'll take on Jim Leavitt. And the USF Bulls right here will have it for you at noon Eastern time next Saturday.
Yeah, really, other than Perry Patterson, Mike Williams on the outside has been the only bright spot for him.
So if you're Matt Grothe and company right now, you're thinking long drive, kill the rest of this quarter. Coming out throwing. And there, too. Randolph, another catch for Ian to the 28-yard line. Brought down by Darrell Revis, one of the rare times they go after Revis. Pretty effective passing game. Randolph on this day, 6 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah, Grove's had a lot of success throwing to that short side, right in that flat area, inside the corner and outside the linebacker box. Done a nice job of being accurate with the short passing game.
See him turn that play up at some point, run a lot of outs, right?
Could be.
Benjamin Williams in the backfield. Grothe's going to keep it. Nice hole. Good vision. Boy, turned to the inside once he got to the second level. Well done. Picked up the first down. 10 yards on the game. It could have been a 5-yarder, but when he looked inside, he found that room.
Watch Grothe turn his head to the inside once he gets to the hole to see where his next defender is going to be. Right there. He wants to cut it upside. Now he knows all he has to do is go 2 or 3 more yards, and it's a big play. Good job and great athleticism to get through the hole.
From Lakeland, Florida. Likes to go out and do a little hunting. Taking some of the boys with him. The centers, the guy Nick Capona. The guy he gets out with, Corey Davis. Makes the tackle there on Benjamin Williams. There's Capona.
His dad. Yeah, how about
Al
that?
Capona's dugout.
You don't mess with his dad.
Clearwater, Florida. And that's a heck of a combination. And Grothy, we're talking to Stephen Nicholas. He said, listen, he saw the kid in the preseason drills. He looked pretty good, but now, hey, he's the man. Oh, good job following the blocker. First down and more. Oh, that's beautiful. Walter Walker, number 75. Grothy allowed him to throw the block, and then he followed behind him. And that's a gain of 13. Grothy, 10 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown.
We talked to offense coordinator Rod Smith. He said Walter Walker, very powerful. Watts on the edge. Watch the block right there by Thed Watson on Revis, or it looked like on number 29, Tommy Campbell. And then the smart thing at the end of the play, Grothy gets down. You know, he got cut on that nose the last time out. He's wearing the shield today, but a smart play to slide at the end.
Got 13 stitches on the nose in the game against Cincinnati. That was Thed Watson, a great block. They're going for it all. Man down there, caught. Chan stays on his feet. Touchdown, South Florida. So Amari Jackson comes up big. Only his 17th catch. He beat Mike Phillips one-on-one for 46 yards. 20-6, and this game may be getting out of hand right now. We showed you Amari Jackson earlier. He's the one that personally wrecked Louisville a year ago. Boy, nothing like having one-on-one. You have the defender on your back, and the quarterback puts it right where you can catch it. Step out of your shoot, touchdown, and there's the point after. It is no good. It was hooked to the left. Might have been partially blocked as well. The South Florida Bulls, Amari Jackson's second touchdown of the season, and Matt Grothy put 6 on the board right here. And South Florida leads 20-6. Homecoming here in South Florida. And a strong performance here by the South Florida Bulls, a 20-6 lead. And let's check in with Sarah Kustok.
Well, guys, Amari Jackson actually came to USF after spending 2 seasons playing junior college basketball. His junior college coach said, in 2 years I spent more time throwing footballs to him than I did basketball. So maybe that's where some of that practice is coming in.
Good jumping ability, too. Boy, he had a nice post-up position on the cornerback.
Yeah, Phillips had to come through him to get to him, and he never could.
Amari Jackson got good size, too, at 6'5", 195 out of Sarasota. Lowell Robinson is deep to receive this punt along with Adam Gunn. Pittsburgh needs some offense. They need it quickly. And he should take a knee. Boy, that was a little shaky in the way that was presented. Take a look at our Guinness Brilliant Pass of the day, and it was this man on the receiving end from Matt Grothy, Amari Jackson.
After the play fake, Grothy goes back, and it's an easy pitch and catch because no one's in the middle of the field for the Panthers. And you see Amari Jackson go up for the football, get it at its highest point, take it away from Mike Phillips. But a good job of giving his receiver plenty of air to judge the football, go up, get it, and then sprint to the end zone.
Just like a hoopster going up and getting a rebound. Pitt's longest drive today has been only 28 yards. Falco in trouble. That's been the kind of day it's been. George Selvey with the sack. Third one today for South Florida. Yeah, that longest drive, John. 6 plays, 28 yards for a 41-yard field goal back in the first quarter to make it a 7-3 ball game. But South Florida's come a long way since then. It's now 20-6.
Yeah, it's been all Matt Grothy for their offensive South Florida. And Tyler Palco cannot come up with an answer. His offensive line needs to hang in there tough. Only down 20-6, but they got to make something happen now.
Grothy's 10th touchdown pass of the season. Stevens Howling motions far side. Palco, long throw, got it to Stevens Howling. Across the 30 to the 31. That's good for a first down for Pittsburgh. Caught in front of Jeremy Burnett, who has an interception to his credit today, 11 yards and a pickup. Boy, that was about a 35-yard throw to pick up 11.
Yeah, real good throw, but how about a better catch by the running back getting split outside? That's not an easy catch for a running back, and Stevens Howling made it look easy.
First catch today by Stevens Howling. Then a little cluster of receivers far side. Pistano at the bottom of the screen. Keep it on the run, and what happened here? Penalty flag on the play. And it's against Pittsburgh. This has happened several times today after a couple of plus plays. They come away with a penalty to push him back.
Ball start. 8-4 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Third penalty today. Third illegal procedure penalty against Pittsburgh this afternoon.
And you bring up a good point, Dave. That's probably the second or third time that the Panthers have had a positive play, and the next play after has been a penalty. It really breaks up your momentum and puts you in a 1st and 15.
Time running short, too. 2:51 to go in the third. There's your penalty story. First and long. Palco hanging in trouble. Penalty flag on the play, however. Face mask. I think Julmus got as much face mask as anything. So there's a bailout for Pitt.
And that has to be frustrating for a defensive lineman. You do all that work to get back to the quarterback, and you're just trying to grab to get him down and make the tackle, and you end up hanging on to the face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask. 91 defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's the other killer. It's an automatic first.
Yeah. Julmus coming from the right side. You're going to see the pressure come in on Palco. There he is on the inside. But you can't tell if he gets a full head of face mask. Tyler knew right away because he went and tugged on the face mask to make sure the officials saw it, and he did.
With 10 being the worst, 0 to 10, how much does that hurt as a quarterback getting a face mask like that? A 40?
Yeah.
That can't be good. Maybe some daylight here. Stevens Howling breaks it against the grain. Trying to get back to the edge. Did a pretty good job for 8. Julmus on the tackle. Gain of 8. Brought down by Carlton Williams, along with Julmus.
It's the most running room LaRod's had on the afternoon that he could show his speed to the outside.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the third. 7 penalties for 75 yards against South Florida. Big East football coming from Tampa, Raymond James Stadium. Dave Sims, John Kinjemi, Sarah Kustak, and our ESPN caravan as we had Collins in motion. Hand it off to Stevens Howling. Nothing doing. Gonna be short. And let's check in with Sarah Kustak.
Well, guys, we've seen the change in Palco's numbers this season. A lot of that has been due to his buying into the system of Matt Kavanaugh, the offensive coordinator. He said he loves the kid, but it took about a year for him to change his gunslinger mentality to this West Coast offense. But he said he's taking what the defense gives him. He's getting the ball out of his hands, getting hit less, sack less, and more completions. Let's watch what he does here.
All he needs now is some touchdowns. They're 1 of 9 on 3rd down. Thank you, Sheriff. Stevens Howling, make that running off to the other side. Good fake there. Collins got it. Rare touch by the fullback. Excellent fake carried out by Stevens Howling. Gain of 5, good for first down.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Palco's done an excellent job of really improving on his percentage. Take a look at the first number and then the touchdown ratio to interception ratio, and as well as his pass efficiency way up, 2nd in the country.
See if they take a shot here. Final minute of play, 3rd quarter. Gonna take a shot. There it is. Got a man down there. Pistano, triple coverage. Ball floats up. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. Mike Jenkins got it. Nice play by the defenders for South Florida. Second time they've picked off Palco. Mike Jenkins comes up with the INT.
And I believe it was Trey Williams on the tip.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, that Mike Jenkins gets the beneficiary of the interception, and Matt Kavanaugh can do nothing but shake his head and scratch his chin because a great defensive play by Williams and Mike Jenkins on the Bull defense. Wally
Burnham was thinking right along with Kavanaugh. Triple coverage on the solo receiver.
Yeah, a lot of folks down there. A play action fake to the field. Tyler had plenty of time to step up and throw the football, but you see the immediate retreat of the defenders in great position, bracket coverage on inside and out, and a great tip by Trey Williams going right to Mike Williams on the interception.
Palco's numbers to this point now, 6 of 16 for 70 yards. He's been picked twice. I'm surprised they're even checking this.
You'll see the tip go up right there.
Oh, nice job.
Williams does a great job of tipping the football, keeping it alive for Williams. It looks like he had the catch, no problem.
Tough day. Let's talk about the Big East. You know, the other night, Thursday night, everybody and their brother in college football marveled at the spectacle. Great performances down in Louisville. And most people now, we've got to the point now where people say, hey, let's give the Big East Conference some respect. So now you've got these two teams battling. You still got Rutgers alive for next week against Louisville when Louisville comes to New Jersey.
Well, yeah, everybody's forgetting about South Florida and forgetting about Pittsburgh, and a great job in tipping the football up. You know, look, they've got 3 defenders. The Bulls have 3 defenders inside the 5-yard line, and a great alert play by Mike Jenkins. But to your point, Dave, you know, you can't forget about these teams because they both have them on their schedules, and they can still act as spoilers and move themselves up the ladder in the Big East Conference.
Those standings can really be a jumble by the time we're done today. I'm surprised they're looking at that.
Well, I don't see the ball moving on the ground, Dave, after Jenkins caught the ball.
Stands as called on the field. Touchdown.
Falling into that no-brainer category.
Tyler started hot, 3 for 3 for 39 yards, and since it's been 3 of 13 for 31 yards and 2 interceptions.
One more touchdown by South Florida and it could be lights out.
Yeah, South Florida would love to put a long drive together here and just get on the board. Matt Grothy's done an excellent job of just running this offense, and you can tell the way he's been schooled and matured, you know, throughout the season and even in this football game. He's done a great job of controlling the offense, keeping the tempo upbeat, up pace, a la, you know, a West Virginia type of offense.
And don't forget the influence of
Rod. Yeah,
Rod Smith, who played for Rich Rodriguez, who went to Glenville State, and coached with him as well. Benjamin and Ponton in the backfield with Grothy. Ponton slipped as he was trying to make, right before he made a cut. John Malecki get credit for the tackle. That'll do it for the third quarter here at Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Gorgeous day. Not so nice a day for Dave Wannstedt and the Pittsburgh Panthers. They've been outgained 303 to 120. And more importantly, they trail through 3 quarters by the count of 20-6 to the South Florida Bulls. Matt Grothy having a spectacular day. And defensively, they have denied Tyler Palko, the most efficient passer in the Big East Conference. Fourth quarter straight ahead. 7 Mile Bridge connecting St. Petersburg to Bradenton. Part of the great sites here in the Tampa Bay area. 20-6 South Florida over Pittsburgh. Dave Sims, John Kingetti, Sarah Kustak, and the Big East crew on hand here with Raymond James Stadium. Started the fourth quarter. The Bulls looking at a 2nd down and 11 at the 19. The bubble screen. Oh, what a lick by John Malecki. Did you see the deep tackle get out and make the play, number 74?
He's been all over the field for the Panthers, doing a great job pressuring Matt Grothy in the pass offense, but Malecki has laid some hits today for this Panther defense.
He has got his money's worth. The folks back in Murraysville, Pennsylvania, boy, they got to be proud. 3rd down and 10 coming up. From the line of scrimmage, from the sideline is Grothy. Oh, how did he do that? He should have been dead to rights after about 4 yards. There is a penalty flag on the play. Vernon Botts. And Grothy's hurt. That's not a good sign right there. Penalty against Pittsburgh, gain of 8. Grothy would like to have that play back for a lot of reasons. First of all, he hurt himself, and that's the worst thing you could see from a South Florida perspective. The hole, though, was to the left.
Yeah, it looked like he picked the wrong hole initially.
So Pat Jumas will get a chance to come in the game.
For 51 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
HB Blades called for that foul. So at quarterback now, This is the ultimate nightmare for South Florida. Your whole offense, Matt Grothe getting hurt right here.
Yeah, it looked like the leg at the end of the run when it looks like he's going to get the first down, and maybe the ankle right there
it is.
Gets caught underneath the tackler, Mike Phillips.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's just trapped underneath his shoulder pads, and definitely an ankle problem for Matt. But what a courageous player. You know, the heart and soul of this team on offense. He's been making plays with his legs as well as his arm today.
So Grothe took a shot in the nose last time out 2 weeks ago at Cincinnati. And there's a rough and tumble kid. This is Pittsburgh taking on Rutgers. Pittsburgh's last time out. Grothe, 12 carries, 51 yards. And passing 19 for 25, 179, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. And they get it to Williams. Penalty flag and another injured player. Malecki with the tackle, but another injured player this time.
It looked like Walter Walker, the right tackle.
Oh, he went down at a heap. No, it's not. I think it's
not.
Thad Watson.
Yeah, maybe Thad.
Thad Watson. Bookend tackles, good-looking players.
78 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
We got Mark Idle playing on a bad knee. There's Pat Gilmas getting ready to go in the game. Matt Grothe took a hard shot 2 weeks ago at Cincinnati. Gets crunched there and then got hit the second time. It was one of those 1-2 deals. And it got right into his nose. It looked like he was Rocky Balboa. Copeman, Matt Copeman.
Tough young man. There's his numbers today. 19 of 25 for 180 yards.
He's a gamer.
And 51 yards rushing with the touchdown. Eight touchdowns rushing this season, and it looks like Mark Dial.
So some issues now as we look at their number 3 quarterback, and that's Grant Gregory. Not registered in the stats as of yet, but he needs to be emotionally and physically ready. Pat Gilmas, who was the starter last year, the 6'3" senior out of Miramar, Florida. 14 of 25, 125 in the season, coming in with a touchdown and a pick.
Another athletic quarterback, just not as accurate a thrower as the freshman Grothe.
Started the season. Thigh bruise against McNeese State in the first game. Draws a crowd right there. Gilmas, of course, is the brother. Josh Gilmas, number 91. Defensive end for the South Florida Bulls. Tommy Campbell making a stop for Pittsburgh.
Well, if your offensive coordinator Rod Smith, now you have an experienced quarterback and a senior, but he's not really into the flow of the game deep into the fourth quarter and second and long. You may want to just work on the clock here and try to win field position and make the Panthers earn it on offense.
Early on here in the fourth, Williams and Ponton in the backfield with Gilmas. To the outside, Amari Jackson. And he's taken out of bounds by Tommy Campbell. Gain of 7 on that play. So it sets up a 3rd and 10. Dave Wannstedt needs somebody to strip a ball, cause a fumble, take it back for 6 because the offense isn't generating anything.
Good safe play to the outside, and Amari Jackson, as we showed earlier last year in Louisville, he was the big play guy. Today he's made a couple nice plays. Good big catches, good blocks downfield against Dave Wannstedt's Panthers.
Jackson at the bottom of your screen. 3 catches, 47 yards and a touchdown for Amari Jackson today. 3rd down and 10. Gilmas in the quarterback draw. It's there for 7 yards. Right to midfield. Not a good sign. Shoe off, sock off, working on the ankle. Vernon Botts made that last tackle.
Yeah, it looked like that right ankle was just pinned underneath the tackler, Mike Phillips. And that's an injury that you don't want to see, especially with the potential of this young quarterback and what he can do.
And their 100% reliance on him in this offense, too.
Everything revolves around him.
So Tichy to punt. Darrell Revis. Tichy, an early star in this game with 2 runs. Of his first 3 punts, got rid of it. Low line drive. Kinder retreats, loses yards. If he can get to the wall, No, he doesn't. Fine defensive play on the outside. That was the last defender before the wall would have been there. 35 yards on a punt, nothing on a return. It was only in the air for 2.08 seconds. Devin Gordon, backup tight end, makes the tackle. But there's your story here in South Florida. Matt Grothe out of the game with an ankle injury. Ankle injury in South Florida, leading 20-6. Well, if you're taking odds on Matt Grothe right now, looks like he's going to try to come back. 20-6 South Florida. Let's check in with Sarah Kustok.
Well, guys, he's getting retaped right now, but offensive coordinator Rod Smith told us yesterday that he got beat up in the UConn game, pronated his right foot, and it looks like he re-injured that foot just today. But he's a tough kid. He told us a tough country boy. He's getting some tape on. Looks like he's going to be ready to go back in.
Got a feeling he'll be doing mainly handoffs. I can't imagine if he does come back in, he'll be doing a lot of running.
And I think it might have to do with how Pitt does on this series.
Yeah, you bet.
Almost can just go out and run the offense. No need to risk further injury.
Well, how about Pittsburgh? 120 yards today, averaging 387 and change. Palco back to throw. Short out. Stevens Howling for about 6. Total offense on the season coming into today's game. Pittsburgh number 3 in the conference, but boy, they're being shut down. And you better have a good training staff here in major college football.
Looks like they're taping the foot a little differently to help him with the arch of his foot. A tough young man is Grothe.
And broken up. Penalty flag on the play. They tried to get it into Steve Buckus, the tight end.
Again, big pressure in that offensive backfield on Tyler Palco. This offensive line of the Panthers and Dave Wannstedt cannot find an answer to give the needed protection to Tyler Palco, and it's frustrating right now for the Panthers head coach.
Rob Duncanson, the trainer for
76 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains second down.
Jeff Otal with the hold.
Yeah, really a takedown on George Sylvie. Sylvie has great speed and will chase the ball, and he'll also chase the quarterback down. And the Panthers have to find an answer up front to keep the pressure off of Palco and give him time to get him back in this football game.
Steven Tallings in the game. It's going to be interesting to see what Rob Duncanson, the associate trainer, does for South Florida if he can get his quarterback in. Palco in some trouble. Palco running out of room, got back to the original line of scrimmage, sets up a 3rd and 10, brought down by Ben Moffitt. Pittsburgh's got 9 penalties for 66 yards. South Florida for 7 for 56.
Palco, yeah, just under duress again, Dave. Nowhere to go, and credit the defensive secondary. Nowhere to throw the football that time for Palco as well.
Big 3rd down. Kinder, bottom of your screen. Palco is a penalty flag. Palco to the 20. Whoa, it's a good thing he got down. Wow. Pat St. Louis was closing in a hurry. Gain of 8. Pat St. Louis, one of the defensive captains.
He lowered that bullet head and went right over Palco.
Tyler Palco thankfully had that good 360-degree swivel in the head, right?
Yeah, he did the smart thing and slid.
South Florida at 1-2 in the Big East Conference. Pittsburgh at 2-1. South Florida win would put things at 500.
56 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 3rd down.
Boy, Joe Thomas having a bad couple of weeks. 3 sacks a couple of weeks ago against Rutgers. Some bad plays today. And watch St. Louis, number 54.
Yeah, the takedown's right here. Right in the middle of the screen.
Pat St. Louis. That was the 4th holding penalty against the Panthers today. 3rd and forever. Safety, a possibility. Palco throws it away. That pressure was outstanding by Richard Kleber, a junior from Edison High School in Miami. Discussing, see if this was a penalty flag. That's going to be a safety.
Right in the middle here. Palco's under duress, and as you called, Dave, Kleber causes the safety.
Was not outside the tackle box. Tom Tomczyk consulting with the umpire, Ron Kumiega, the head linesman, Kevin McGrath, and that'll be 2 more points for the South Florida Bulls. And give credit to Richard Kleebert, 6'1", 295. He's out of Miami's Edison High School. It's all going right for the South Florida Bulls. Trying to make an upward move in the Big East standings. Heading towards 2-2. Tremendous pressure against Tyler Palco. Great play by Kleebert. Gets 2 more on the board. 22-6. Richard Kleebert getting 2 points on the board, but that's not the thing they wanted to see here at South Florida. Matt Grothe being helped off the field. As we check on some of the out-of-town scores, brought to you by Polaris, Michigan.
A lot closer there, Dave.
Much, much closer than anticipated. Wisconsin in the battle for 3rd place in the Big Ten. Cold and cloudy day up at Madison, 10-9. Maryland over Clemson. And Florida leading Vanderbilt, but not exactly dominating. 7-0 Auburn over Arkansas State. 10:55 to go here in the 4th quarter. 22-6. Well, Pooch kick. And that's, he ran up the back of his own player and fell down. That was Bruce Montpierre. Ran up the back of Darryl Duddy and then fell down. But the best part of the play was that Montpierre, that he made the play.
He knew his limitations, Dave, and that's the one that they can't wait to see tomorrow on the special teams film. They say, Bruce, great run. Who's the sniper that got you, right?
He made the catch.
That's right. He secured the ball. That's what his job was on that play. You can see him on the sideline.
Bruce Montpierre, nicely done. Now Pat Jolmas in his 2nd series. Ooh, good play, HB Blades. Nice blow up of a play there on Williams. We check in on the sideline, Sarah Gustav.
They taped him all up. They gave him new shoes. He stepped off the training table and shook his head no, threw the towel down. Matt Grothe is going right now to get x-rays on that right foot, and it is the same one that he beat up in the UConn game.
Ooh, that's distressing news for South Florida. Thank you, Sarah. 2nd down and 11, Jolmas. Boy, finds a way through. 1st down across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Ryan Bennett with the tackle, a gain of 12.
The senior from Miramar showing that he can run the football effectively as well from the quarterback spot. Nice burst of speed. And Dave Wannstedt, just his football team could not find the answers to stop the quarterbacks of Matt Grothe and now Pat Jolmas on this quarterback draw, picking his way, and good blocks out in front by Walter Walker and Ryan Schmidt, Capona the center. They're all doing a great job there on that last play.
Jolmas, good rush. 336 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. Ponton couldn't bounce it to the outside, could not get there. Joe Klarman was there with help from Brian Bennett.
And all offensive yard. Dave, all offensive coordinator Rod Smith wants to do now is just grind this clock down and keep moving the chains, but doing it on the ground. Make Pittsburgh earn the stop and get the football back. And there's a good look at offensive coordinator Rod Smith calling a nice game for the Bulls offense.
Pat Jolmas out of Miramar, Florida, last year, 49% passer, but he had 6 touchdowns and 11 picks.
Please put 9:24 on the clock.
Well, that's
9:24.
That's probably what found his way to the bench with the freshman coming in and Pat Grothe, maturing a little bit, but it was his passing. It wasn't the way he ran the offense or really ran the football. It was him not being as accurate as Grothe and maybe turning the football over a little bit more than Grothe would.
Ran it for 4 touchdowns last year. And last year was an improvement. He started out as a 44% passer, 47, and then 49 last year. It's at 58-3 entering today's game in limited action. Boy, he'll stick his head in there, that's for sure. Claremont, 58. Fumble, let's see who comes up with it. Session was close, couldn't come up with it. Looks like Jolmas comes away with it. Rashad Duncan in there, number 50 for Pittsburgh. Jim Leavitt, the frustration of 2 weeks ago at Cincinnati on a cold, bitter Sunday night.
Panthers trying to rip at the football, but that knee was clearly down before the ball was loose. Panthers reacting like it was a fumble, but Jim Leavitt calmly on the sideline shaking his head no.
Close to a conversion, no, be about 2 yards short of a first down. They were 3 for 11 on third downs. Play by Rashad Duncan. Saw him have a marvelous game, number 50, a marvelous game at Syracuse earlier in the year. He just destroyed that Syracuse offensive line. Yeah, he was beating double team after double team that afternoon. Well, South Florida staying in character. They're not doing too much of a huddle. They are taking the clock down, 19 seconds and counting, under 8 minutes to go in the game. And a timeout, officials call a timeout. I think Brian Bennett, a little shaky, the umpire, going to get him out of the game. An interesting situation for the Bulls because 2 Panther touchdowns and 2 conversions ties it up, and 4th and short to go with the ball close to the 30-yard line. And in that last field goal attempt so low, Dave, you might want to just go for it and play defense. Sure. Absolutely. 2 for 3 on 4th down today. Take that rate anytime.
The clock operator, please put 8:01 on the clock. 8:01. Thank you. 4th down.
What are they going to do? It's going to be a heck of a long field goal. So, they're very confused. They should probably call a timeout and just rethink this because they've got guys 7 going.
seconds.
Wow, they're going to try to get this off. 4-3. So now they burn a timeout. And isn't that going into the wind?
South
yes,
Florida.
it is.
Their first
Wind is
timeout.
swirling here. Not as much as we saw last week at Cincinnati when the winds were upwards of 50 miles an hour. 2 timeouts remaining for both clubs.
Boy, the Panthers blocked the last attempt with such ease from the field side of the special teams.
Low trajectory to get it, and that was about a 40-something yard attempt. Take a break. Dave Wannstedt and crew running out of time. 7:38 to go. 22-6 South Florida here in Tampa.
Today's ESPN Plus game has been brought to you by Hyundai, with quality that lets them offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Liberty Mutual, vote for the 2006 Liberty Mutual Coach of the Year. Responsibility, what's your policy? Can-Am, formerly Bombardier ATV. I Can-Am, can you? Peak Antifreeze, formulated with an advanced organic technology to protect any engine of any make, any model, anytime. Suzuki Automotive, it's going to be a great ride. Esurance.com, instant online car insurance. And by Polaris. Get to your Polaris dealer for incredible holiday savings during the Polaris Season to Ride sales event.
7:38 to go, 4th quarter, 22-6. Bulls of South Florida lead the Pittsburgh Panthers. Big news here, Matt Grothe had to leave the game with a foot injury, and now Delbert Alvarado, a freshman from Robinson High School, 47-yard attempt, and now a little pooch kick instead. And it hit the end zone to the 1-yard line. No, sir.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so he tried that. Jim Leavitt, boy, he's a little trickery about 3 times today.
We've tried just about everything he's had in that book of tricks today, and Alvarado gets a little bit too much into that kick.
One of them, now the punter made a great read because the return team turned and ran, so he ran right up the back, picked up a first down. Then there was a design. That was the play call on the 3rd punt of the game, got another first down.
Yeah.
Then they tried a hook and ladder play when they were inside the red zone. That
looks like he might walk in.
Right, and it was a bad exchange between Amari Jackson, and the trail guy. I think it was Punt. Palco completes it. Castano far side.
See, Dave, going back to that quick kick, if you will, on 4th down, I think I'd rather go for it. If you're only going to lose 11 yards on the play, you might as well go ahead and go for it. And if you get it, you put the game really on ice.
14 yards on the pickup, Palco. And Pittsburgh in a hurry as well. They should be. First down. Blitz coming. picked up. Palco over the middle. Here's the big play they need. 50. Got room. Pistano, 40. Got an escort. Sideline and taken out of bounds inside the 25 at the 24-yard line by Pat St. Louis. And that's a gain of 42 yards. They needed it and needed it badly. Longest catch today on the season by Pistano.
Palco comes out just a 3-step drop, and he beats the linebacker inside, Patrick St. Louis. Now it's a foot race to the outside, and Pistano does a great job of holding on to the football at the end.
Give credit to Derek Kinder, number 81 on the block. 2 catches, 56 yards for Pistano. 6:56 to go. Touchdown. Major importance. Penalty flag over the middle. Caught. 19-yard line. I think the right side of the O-line move. Ben Moffitt on the tackle. As they get that to Kinder. It's like somebody came out of the stance about a hiccup too soon.
Anticipation defensively that time, and I don't know if the Panthers will have more yards on the reception or they'll take the penalty, but Jim Leavitt's team all of a sudden was in complete control of this game. Now the Panthers knocking on the door.
Offside. 91 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Josh Julmus. I thought I saw movement. I thought it was the right offensive side. It was coming from the against the right offensive side. And that was Julmus. So there's your penalty numbers. They're way over their norm coming into this game. 6:42 to go. A touchdown puts Pittsburgh right back in the game.
Middle of the field wide open for that slot receiver.
Play clock at 7. They send Kinder far side. And a good job defensively. George Selby ran a little game in there and got a piece of Palco. Boy, disrupted that play. I think they were trying to get something deep in the corner far side.
Yeah, it looked like it. But Salvy's been living in this backfield of the Panthers and all over Palco again. Nobody gets a hand on him to slow him up. And on the season, he has 4.5 sacks, but he's having a whale of a football game today.
There was a swing and a miss on that offensive line. Second down and 5, 19-yard line. Palco 9 of 21, 31, and 2 picks. Going for it. Man down there. Jump ball. Strong. Got it. Touchdown. Darryl Strong. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The 6'5 junior tight end out of Fort Lauderdale. Now they're going to tack on a taunting penalty. But that's a gain, a pickup, 19 yards on the connection, and makes it 22-12. But how many games have we seen this now? Almost week in, week out, either the games we do, the games we see on TV. Taunting's against the books, against the rules, both in the college level, and they give you a little bit of rope in the pros, but not much.
But the important thing is, Dave, they need 2 touchdowns and two-point conversions to tie this game, and that's going to set them back quite a ways.
The touchdown's going to count, but now the 2-point conversion now, they're going to back them up.
Right.
Boy, oh boy. Such a premium. I hate to do a generational thing here, John, but such a premium put on in-your-face, I told you so.
That's sportsmanlike conduct. Number 14 on the offense. Just a celebration. 15-yard penalty. Kick is kicked from the 18-yard line.
Wow, that's a huge game changer right there. Instead of, operating, pick a hash mark from the 2-yard line, you're back at the 18-yard line.
You have to know the situation on what's going on. You catch the football, you know you're going to go back out for a 2-point conversion. Why celebrate? You got to get back to the huddle and get back into the play. So more of a mental and a physical error. More of a mental error, really, by Strong, just not knowing the situation.
That is critical. We see it every week. It's unbelievable. What are kids going to learn? Excessive celebration. You got to be kidding. So this plays right in the hands. If you're South Florida, you are loving this. You take your chances from the 18. Here we go for a deuce. Palco going for it. And there, overthrows it. Hey, South Florida wins that battle. Jenkins covering. 6:22 to go. 19-yard connection. Palco to Darryl Strong, and Darryl Strong may want to find the opposite end of the bench away from the head coach if he can get away from Wannstedt. So 22-12, 6:22 to go. Are we in onside kick range?
You may be, because you know, South Florida can eat up some clock. If they just get one first down, this clock's going to go down under 4 minutes. So you take your chances with, you know, with the backup quarterback, the senior in now for the Bulls. You might want to take your chances and kick it down, but it's not out of the realm of possibility to go for an onside kick here, or maybe even a pooch kick with the win. Going back to the touchdown, Darryl Strong, just an inside corner move, and it looked like Roberts completely loses the football.
Sure did.
There's the touchdown. Oh, and that's no need for that.
No, not at all. Totally unnecessary. A 4-play, 80-yard drive in 1:16. Palco on the offense did what it had to do, but boy, that was not good. 42 yards to Pistano. A big play on that drive. Boy, it really is an epidemic in college football when guys do that. I mean, it's like when you watch your buddies on TV and a guy gets drilled for something like that, why would you go out and do the same thing and cost your club an opportunity for 2 points?
Very immature, stupid play by a guy that
been around.
It's been around. He's a junior. You got to use your head.
Yeah, it's not about answering the crowd. And here's the onside kick recovered by South Florida. Nice job by Cedric Hill to come up with part of the good hands folks up front. But Cedric Hill, and they've got marvelous field position to start this drive with 6:18 to go. 22-12, South Florida over Dave Wannstedt's Pitt Panthers.
Well, the Panthers decide to try to get the football back with 6:18, which is a pretty good call, but now the Bulls have excellent field position again, and they just need a couple first downs to let this clock roll out.
Big story, Matt Grothe, the outstanding freshman quarterback for South Florida, is enjoying a marvelous game. Foot injury KO'd him, so the senior Pat Gilmas is in. Gilmas has done a pretty decent job running the offense. There'll be a lot of handoffs here. Ricky Pont, nice job there, picks up 5. Cut it back against the grain. Brian Bennett, who shook off an earlier injury, he's back in the game.
And a good job by Pat Gilmas using the play clock all the way down to 2 seconds before he snapped the football. And I know that he's a senior, and I know he has experience, and I look for him to take every second off of this clock, because with the Panthers now closing the lead to 22-12, every second is precious.
Pat can get a great look at the play clock. It's under the scoreboard, both ends of the stadium, so he can just watch it tick down. 4-3. Gets a snap. Pont took a huge lick in it. But look at that leg drive. Ricky Pont's close to a first down. The initial contact was at the 45. He drove it to the 42.
Great effort.
Big East football, South Florida at 1-2 in the conference. Pittsburgh at 2-1. And they're chasing 3-0 Rutgers, 3-0 Louisville, and 2-1 West Virginia. Both of these teams still have to play Louisville and West Virginia. Rutgers knocked off South Florida 22-20 here in this building, and handled Pittsburgh. They controlled that game with the running game, put up big numbers against Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago.
And I like talking with Jim Leavitt yesterday and talking about that West Virginia and Louisville game last Thursday night, saying, you know, I'm a driver, and I felt hurt because I wanted to be in that football game.
On Thursday night.
Yeah, on Thursday night, and we want to fight to get there, and they've done a good job against the Louisvilles of the world the last 3 years. They beat them twice, and they beat handily Rutgers up at Rutgers last year.
And they had West Virginia first and goal inside the 10 twice and came away with nothing last year.
This is a team that is working towards that respect and that national notoriety and trying to get on the map.
Gilmas 1 for 1 passing, 7 yards. He's rushed it 5 times for 32 yards. 5:12 to go in the game clock, and second and short coming up. Look for the Panthers. They got to start thinking Rip City. They need a stop here, and they need to get the ball out. Ricky Ponton's the deep man. Gilmas doing a great job watching the clock. 11 seconds on the play clock. Under 5 on the game clock. Looks like he got enough. He did. Paul Rhodes. Someone in a pit sideline was chasing the umpire. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Paul Rhodes almost chased the umpire into the middle of the field. What are you doing?
This is an important game for both teams and both coaching staffs. stressed that during the week, how important this game was to their ball clubs and their progression in the Big East Conference.
Jimmy's agonizing as well, but Paul Rhodes, the D coordinator, down on the field. The umpire comes in to make a head linesman comes in to make the spot. Paul was right behind.
Looked like they just had enough for this first down, Dave.
Sure do.
Yeah.
So first down for South Florida. Scoring for Jim Leavitt's club today, reversed by Johnson, 11 yards, 7-0 USF. Pittsburgh came back with a field goal, 7-3 after one touchdown in the second quarter. Grothy, a 2-yard run, great block by the tight end Blakely, 14-3 at the half, and then Lee added a field goal for Pittsburgh, 14-6. But since then, Grothy, a 46-yard pass to Jackson, and Kleebert got a safety for 22 for South Florida. And Palco hit strong for 19 yards. That accounts for scoring today. Ponton up the gut there for a couple. Brian Bennett with the tackle. Take a look at our Liberty Mutual play of the game, and it involves the aforementioned Matt Grothy.
Well, he played a terrific game. He was accurate when he needed to be. He moved the chains with his legs when he needed to be, and he found Amari Jackson there for the play of the game. He's just very mature as a freshman. A lot thrown his way by offensive coordinator Rod Smith, but he's been able to handle that. And just for the sake of the Bulls, they got to hope he's able to play the rest of the season.
Last 3 games for South Florida: Syracuse, at Louisville, at West Virginia. There's a loose ball at Pitt Needham, but Julmas looks like he got it. Bennett whipped on it. He had an opportunity, but Julmas beat him to it.
Wow.
Clint Session forced it. Second time Session has gotten the ball free. He had to strip himself. Here's Clint. Nice job.
Stuffs the right hand in there right on the football, but the senior quarterback out of Miramar, Florida, Pat Julmas, makes that Bull sideline breathe.
Pittsburgh's last 3 games: UConn, West Virginia, and Louisville. Timeout on the field. 3rd down and 8 coming up for South Florida. 10 points the lead for the Bulls. Welcome back, everybody. 10-point lead for South Florida, trying to run out the clock here at home. The Bulls are 3-1 in home play. Their only loss at home to Rutgers. Pittsburgh's 3-0 on the road, and closing in on that first road loss. Julmas in relief of Matt Grothy, the starter. Benjamin Williams. Here's Julmas going to carry it. Nice run. Even though his blocker got blown up, then Watson on the counter tray. Got blown up, but it was enough. He engaged the defender that led Julmas to get through.
Yeah, he's so strong, Pat Julmas, running the football. He was able to elude his own blocker. He's going to elude his own blocker right on the edge, right here. Watch him get to the outside. Big hit by Thed Watson to give him some room to get to the inside, and then the strength and the speed of Julmas to get through the hole.
That's a pretty good stalemate there. What a collision with Session and
Watson.
My goodness.
And I think you go for this again on 4th down.
I totally agree with you.
You don't mess with a quick kick. You don't mess with the field goal unit. You go out and you go for it on 4th down.
Your kicking game's been shaky at best.
Yeah.
Jim Leavitt's thinking along with you on this one. 2 for 3 on 4th down today. South Florida came in 4-10 entering today's game. Going to go for it here. Up the length of the ball. Benjamin Williams, the deep back, but I bet Julmas is the one that carries. Matter if he goes inside or outside. Let's see. Goes outside. He broke it. There you go. First down. Outstanding blocking by that old line. Watson, Huners, Capona, Schmidt, and Walker. Gain of 5.
Pittsburgh defensively up front, just submarining, hitting the ground and making it tough to get inside. So Julmas, the experienced senior, bounces it outside. He had his head up and his eyes looking downfield, and that makes Jim Leavitt breathe a sigh of relief on the sidelines.
I can't wait to see Jimmy when we come back next week.
Well, we know he's not going to be able to talk, right? He's going to have that hoarse voice because you know he's been yelling all afternoon.
Big time. Good defensive play. Clint Session takes down Benjamin Williams. Tell you what, I love the linebackers on both of these clubs. How are you going to pick the old Big East linebackers out of these three guys? Campbell Blade, Session, then you turn it over with St. Louis, Moffitt, and Nick.
Timeout.
Yeah. Great
Pittsburgh.
linebackers.
6 terrific players.
Final timeout called by the Pitt Panthers. I mean, we have seen some great players. Jay Henry at West Virginia. How about the middle linebacker in Louisville? Nate Harris?
Harris, yeah.
Who else are we missing? Syracuse. You got McCain. I mean, Luke
Smith.
You got Kelvin Smith. And who's
Jerry
over 19?
Mackey.
Jerry Mackey and Luke McLean, I guess.
Yeah, Luke Kane.
Luke Kane, that's what it is. So there's a lot of great linebackers. If you make all-conference linebacker in this league,
doing some work.
Yes, sir. Take a look at our Pontiac game-changing performance. And how about this? The punter, the sophomore, Justin Teachy. First series of the game. Look at the defender. He ran right up their back. A huge first down. Gain of 11. 2 punts later. Design gets the first down again. Scoring opportunity for South Florida. That is your Pontiac game-changing performer. And I bet he's going to be surprised when he finds out we gave it to him.
The Teachy household phone is ringing off the hook right now.
Justin, a sophomore out of Palmetto, Florida. Look on the run by Benjamin Watson, kept his head up and eyes open. Brian Bennett with the tackle, grinding that clock down under 2 to play. So Pittsburgh's remaining games at Connecticut, West Virginia at home, Louisville at home. South Florida has Syracuse here. We'll be back for that next week. Then at Louisville and at West Virginia.
Well, if you're Dave Wannstedt, you really have to circle that Connecticut game, because that's one they have to have. They're bowl eligible right now at 6-2, but they have to get to 7 wins. And you never know what's going to happen in the backyard brawl or when Louisville comes to town, because both of those games are at home.
And don't forget, you've got Louisville playing Rutgers Thursday in another nationally televised ball game on ESPN. Let me put you on the spot. Who do you like in that game? Louisville at Rutgers next Thursday. Well, that was a 4th down play. They were stopped short.
I like Louisville, to tell you the truth, because they can do more things. I just don't think that Rutgers is limited offensively right now, because they're not getting the play out of the quarterback that they would really like to put them over the top. I think they're a great football team. I think it's a great story. I think Greg Schiano does an excellent job with his players. They got a tough defense. They just don't have enough to beat, in my opinion, to beat a team like a Louisville that can do so much.
And in terms of job openings and everything, my hope is that Greg Schiano will be the Pope of New Jersey for a long time. See the Jersey guy staying home for a long time, because he's got a wonderful thing going there.
He's done a great job.
Get that pass out to a Derek Turner for 9 yards. Brought down by Trey Williams.
Well, now South Florida looks like they're bowl eligible as well, Dave.
Indeed. South Florida, we can put it on the standings right now, goes to 2-2. 6-3 bowl eligible for the 4th time in school history. Pittsburgh's going to drop to 2-2, 6-3, and what a jumble are the standings in the Big East Conference. I think Russ Glenn doing the stats up here. Rich Gaynor in the booth. Spotting.
Thank you, guys.
Good work as always. See you boys back here next Saturday for the Syracuse USF game. Syracuse got some work to do against these boys.
Yeah.
The big question now that will hang over the South Florida Ball Club: how quickly can Matt Grothe recover from that foot injury? Now, if he's healthy, and even if he's 70%,
it's a different team with him at quarterback.
Yes, indeed. And that's going to present a lot of problems for Syracuse. Now, the biggest problem for Syracuse all year is their offense. Defensively, I think they've been some gamers. I think their linebackers and their DBs have done a nice job. But the problem with Syracuse, they don't have anybody who can catch the ball on a consistent basis.
That's right.
Palco downfield, got a man down there strong, up and over the back, flags all over. Look out, don't get hurt. 2 flags, and Danny Vorpal going to be called for the the penalty, number 17. 22-12, South Florida. And a game both of these
Pass
teams had to
interference.
have.
Number 17 on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
South Florida had lost 3 of its last 5. They will end a 2-game losing streak to the Panthers. They were picked 5th in the Big East. Pittsburgh was picked 3rd behind West Virginia and Louisville.
And the way it looks, these teams may tie for 4th.
Yep. 46 seconds to go. Trouble for Palco. Got out of it. Boy, he is tough. Throwing it downfield. Hangs out. It's going to be picked. It is. And that'll put a capper on it right there. Nice play by Trey Williams. You know what? Don't get hurt. Don't do anything stupid. Sit down.
Tackle your own guy. That's right.
Get down on the ground. We'll snap it and get out. He did his job. That's a smart play. Sometimes that's the 3rd time he's been picked. How many times have we seen guys try to make big plays out of it, turn it over, fumble it, and the guy goes in the other way?
Well, Tyler did a great job of escaping the would-be sack from his backside. He ducks down, and now he spins around, trying to keep the play alive, eludes the tackle from Robinson, and thinks his wide receiver is going to break up the field, but nobody breaks to the football. And the only one there waiting, playing center field, was Trey Williams, and an afternoon that Tyler would soon forget.
Well, the South Florida Bulls are going to have something to say about who does what in the Big East Conference this year. Big game next Thursday, Louisville at Rutgers. And I love the line somebody had last week. As we like to say when I was a newspaper guy, some wag said, yeah, it's the biggest game at Rutgers since 1869.
First one?
But it's true. And they'll have some fun next week. They will be rocking in Piscataway. Jim Leavitt and Dave Wannstedt exchanging pleasantries. It appears to be pleasantries. Let's hope they're pleasantries. Appears that they were. 22-12, the final. South Florida improves to 6-3, 2-2 of the Big East. Pittsburgh drops to 6-3, 2-2 in the Big East Conference. Don't forget, join us again next Saturday at noon Eastern Time. Big East Game of the Week. We return right to this spot. Matt Grothe in South Florida. Hopefully Matt will be back. South Florida takes on the Syracuse Orange. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Thanks for joining us, everybody, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. For John Kinjemi, Sarah Stock, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave Sims. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week right here from Tampa on the Big East Football Conference Game of the Week.